throwback vibes.
Yep. We know you wasn't vibing, but we were.
No, I wasn't vibing to this really. But I let y'all have y'all moment.
I don't mind.
See, I don't have the voice like Shanni do, but I was singing it in the shower and stuff coming up.
Okay. Hey, everybody sing good in the shower.
Then. That's where my vocals
I need to cut an album in the shower.
Hey.
Yeah, them acoustics.
Hey. I be like built-in auto-tune.
For real.
Built-in reverb.
But
at this point, do it even need to be mixed?
Nope. I can go straight through. First take.
all the extras. I got all that on there. All the sauces on there in the shower. I can't even lie.
But this was, as you would say, this was a bop.
That was
it
cool.
Still is kind of a bop.
Was cool.
You know,
that was cool.
when it come on.
Damn, it's cool ain't good no more?
No. It's how you said it. You didn't say that was cool. You said that was cool.
Yeah,
that's two different type of cool.
I also didn't be like, nah, that was, you know what I'm saying? I could have went the other way.
I like songs like that. Sometimes it take you back to, you know, that feeling.
No, for me, it didn't take me back because I wasn't there, but it took y'all back, and that's cool. I can go with that.
All
right.
Oh,
how you doing?
I'm here. It's good to see y'all.
It's good to see y'all. I'm like in the middle of all this chocolate.
It's been Chocolate City. It's been Chocolate City.
No, last week it was kind of like
Barb was here.
Yeah.
Neapolitans.
Okay.
But you know, she still a chocolate girl because you know if you say she not, she gonna be offended.
Oh, we're gonna have to test that.
Is she like my boss?
I say she closer to like Snickerdoodle.
I don't know if my boss listens to the show. No shade if you do, but my boss be like, I'm the same complexion as you. And she's like the same complexion as Barb. Might
Barb,
even be a little lighter.
She just not gonna let you play her. She a different shade of chocolate.
I don't want to skin shame. I like all the different shades.
We know you do.
We offer.
You like the white girls too.
I said that we offer.
Oh, okay.
But I like all the shades that are to be offered, but I do like the way we offer so many shades.
Yeah, you don't coochie discriminate, I know.
Well, I like all shades of black. That's about it.
Because I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blackity black and black.
I would just say that you're not a color. All right, you're a people. Just want to say that.
I love my black men, my black kings.
Right.
I don't even care if y'all. I don't care if you're albino. I like it all the way to the color of Taz's shirt. The black.
Do you like African American? Black? What do you prefer? Black.
Black.
Okay. You same.
Yeah, that's my preference. Or African, Jamaican, whatever. But be black. You gotta have some type of black in you. It ain't gonna be the only black going in me, but you gotta have some type of black in you.
So okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I thought you was just meaning like, what do I prefer to go by?
I did, but you know, however you want to spin it, you know what I'm saying.
You know who you on the couch with.
Yeah, however you want to spin it. How you know how you feeling?
I mean, yeah.
Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday.
Indeed, happy Saturday.
Yeah. It is.
Okay.
No, happy Saturday. Glad to see y'all. Real shit.
It's weird sitting right here. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, y'all like it's like different. Like looking at you here and you here. it's taking some getting used to.
Like, cause you know sometimes I be staring off, and it's light. It's hard to stare off.
Yeah, you locked in.
I'm up.
Got you plugged in. Yeah. How you been? How's your week?
It was different.
Different? Anything, different happening for this week? No?
Yeah. I mean, I got a new foot piece for a while, but
you got some foot jewelry?
I wouldn't call this ugly thing jewelry, but it'll be there for a little minute.
Oh.
She got the new 22s.
One man's trash is another man's treasure. It could be jewelry for somebody.
Whatever.
Well,
but
all right, what happened?
Listen, I'm sorry, but appreciate your boo, because I was dating somebody for a brief moment and he couldn't even afford that. He had like a makeshift.
Oh.
Nigga.
The splint?
He went to CVS and must have got some ace bandages and some foam, and he was walking around on that, and it just looked tacky.
Well, they had me in a splint for like a day or two, because I broke. So what happened was I broke a bone in my foot. doctor said it was a dancer's break. So they put it in one of those splints on Monday. So it was like the light colored bandage, which was not cute because, you know, since I still had to walk on it,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think to try to put a sock over it, but I wouldn't have had a sock that fit anyway. My foot is small.
Mm-hmm.
But you could see the dirt. And so I was like, So I was glad that I knew I was going back to the doctor that Wednesday.
So you could get that right.
Yeah, because I was like, I can't put this dirty ass thing, you know, where
back
I
on my
sleep.
foot.
Yeah.
In my bed. And,
So imagine how disgusted with dude I was. Because he thought he was he thought he was finna come over and get in my bed.
Like she had got into her boot because I wanted to come back to that. Yeah, how long did that go on?
Not long. See, I talked about this on my podcast, but I didn't talk about it on here. It went on
That's
long.
Decadent Conversations for those that don't know.
Thank you. You can catch me on YouTube. We are about to be on other streaming platforms, but I'll drop the plug again later on in the show. We didn't date for that long, and I was like seeing all the red flags about him.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the red flags, because why you got a makeshift boot, nigga?
You just didn't care though. You just kept going up.
Yeah. But
see how we do ourselves?
The icing on the cake was we kissed for the first time, and shit was weird because
you was thinking about that boot.
No, I wasn't thinking about the boot. I wasn't prepared for the kiss, and I didn't enjoy the kiss. So then when we texted a few days later, he was like, I gotta be honest with you, I really didn't like that kiss. Like, I feel like you got plastic surgery or something like that. So it was like kissing somebody with fake lips. And I was like, I know this nigga motherfucker.
Not this nigga with the boot.
I know he lying. You know I didn't like that kiss, so you try to clown me on some shit that ain't true. My lips is so don't do so that was the last time we texted. I had to tell him about his fake makeshift boot wearing ass because you got me messed up.
Oh,
that's
funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I have to get that's funny.
Nah, I just
it was just ace bandages.
It was
shit, I almost ended up in ace bandages because my mama didn't think I really broke it. Cause see, like it's not like I'm not prone to hurting myself. I don't know what it is. Like, it just happens sometimes. So, you know, I'm usually the one that you be like, put some ice on it, you'll feel better. So, like, she really legit didn't think, you know, was anything wrong. So when it first happened, I was like, well, where's the bandage? Because I thought maybe I just sprung it too, you know? Mm-hmm. She didn't know where it was. She wasn't really trying to look for it neither. She was like really over me that day. So then when she finally had to take me to urgent care the next day, because I was like, my foot looked like it was swelling, and it's just like, I was like, this ain't the normal.
My foot is huge. Like, Mom, we got to do something.
This wasn't my normal, I didn't fail and hurt myself type of situation. So when I finally get in, and like, she really still didn't think that was wrong with me, and then they wheeled me out with the leg all wrapped up and stuff. She was like, oh, so you really
know what? I'm done. I'm done right there.
I was like, yeah, like,
she feel bad.
Really hurt. Yeah, she's been trying to make it up.
Y'all go get some ice cream?
No.
You know what?
But she did take me to Wingstop.
That's what you do with that kind of stuff.
And fed me, because I was like, I was hungry. You know, you be in urgent care for a long ass time sometimes. So she did go feed me and stuff. You know?
I've been to urgent care, and like, they totally told me the wrong shit.
Well, this time they didn't tell me the wrong thing. It actually was broken, but he made it seem way worse than the actual orthopedic did. The orthopedic was like, yeah, you broke it, but it's like a dancer's break. It'll heal quickly and stuff. It's just been a lot, you know, carrying this heavy ass thing and being on crutches. It's not my norm.
When I tore my Achilles, and I was in complete denial, like when it first happened, and tried to go to urgent care, and they told me like it was some shit that like it was. I knew they was wrong when they told me. Shit, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital for real. Yeah. You know, dude, I don't like going to
I don't like going to none of that stuff.
Yeah. I think a lot of men don't like going to the doctor.
I think that's what they say.
And I'm glad we're on the subject, because I saw a meme that said, you niggas let everybody else touch that dick but the nurse. And I think that's true.
I do not let everybody touch it.
Man.
No, that's real. We got to do better with that.
Yes, we have to, especially men. You got to do better with that.
We're
going to the doctor.
Women too, though. It's some foul women.
Yeah, no, I said everybody, but with a lot of that stuff, I know they were saying, especially with a lot of the cancers, that a lot of men, if they had the early detection,
then they
would be a lot more helpful.
Right.
Than,
that's
you
true.
know.
But Taz, the woman's bathroom should not smell like how it do.
It shouldn't.
And you know it. Everybody ain't going to the doctor like they should.
I concur with that. There's some who go to the doctor and still ain't treating their bodies right.
And some of y'all probably just don't even know how to wash your ass. And if you don't, there are YouTube videos that will help you. This ain't no shade. If you've never been taught or you don't have a female figure in your life, look up YouTube for hygiene.
Damn.
But no, you know what?
That like I wasn't expecting that. Look, hey, if you need to take your ass to YouTube for hygiene,
people gotta learn what works for their bodies too, though.
That's true.
What I've been.
That's true.
Noticing.
Some people's
they think they doing it right,
makeup and like and all that pH.
Yeah, they be throwing their own pH balance.
The makeups are different, and sometimes they're using products. Yeah.
But and that's why I said no shade, because maybe you don't. I'm not even gonna put my own business out there, but some of the older women that may have taught you maybe don't know some things. So, you know, some women may have been taught to douche and you ain't supposed to be douching. So that's why I said look at YouTube.
That's possible. Yeah, make sure that thing is right.
Yep.
And fellas, make sure you got that thing right, because y'all be the reason sometimes why the pH be thrown off.
Don't be having like the Famunda cheese. You know what I'm saying?
The smegma.
Hey, the smegma.
See, y'all notice they going a whole different route. I was talking about, getting the prostate checks. Like I told
we were too.
They need to get their dick checked.
We were too, but we just saying also hygiene.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all was on it when I was saying go to the doctor. I was going first. So
they'll be having sweaty balls. I'm saying, I mean, it helps not to do that.
Because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so
ladies, check your breasts.
Yes,
I saw, because the NFL usually does Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but they're doing it different now. They're doing it like it's like checkup month or something like that. As far as just saying, like all the different, like what we're referring
all
to.
lives mattering. The Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Maybe a little bit.
Doing.
Shut up,
Dad. Yeah,
I'm saying because we can't
Hey, but look, that's true.
Yes, you should push that, but
we can't do a cancer.
Awareness.
We can't do a cancer every month though. And I'm just talking about the NFL. They're not saying not to have Breast Cancer Awareness Month because it's still Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right?
But I'm saying that has been a thing, and now you're telling me now it's checkup.
Now it's get checked up month.
No,
that is kind of like all lives matter.
Okay, but is it
all cancers matter?
All right,
they do.
That's all. That's the always saying.
But there literally is days and things where they do prostate cancer awareness day and things like that. All I'm saying is don't all lives matter this.
We can't have a thing for every month. All these made up holidays that they be having.
All I'm saying, the reason I say we can't is because I cannot remember.
You ain't got to
every month.
Just look at your phone.
No, my phone. I'll be trying to no.
Well, he's told us what his phone looks like. So
oh yeah, booty rocking everywhere.
What does that have to do with the awareness?
Because what I'm saying is on ours, like on my Explorer, I can usually tell you when it's National Taco Day, all that. For some reason, that shit just pops up on mine.
National
Wing Day. That's because there's nothing else on yours.
I know what National Wing is. National Chicken Day.
I know what National Wing is too. It's just something that you can't keep up with.
National Tequila Day.
Yeah. I'm just saying that just might not be on your feed the way it shows up on mine.
You think there's a National Wig Day?
Probably.
Cool.
Probably. I mean, there's my thing. National Blunt Day pops up on my thing all the time, and I'm sure those can't all be. No, what I'm saying is, I'm sure they can't all be National Blunt Day because it pops up so much. It's just like it's just like, hey, guess what? National Blunt Day is again. Yeah, Tuesday too. Yeah, so let me introduce the podcast. We keep it rolling.
Fucking rolling.
Oh, see, I was on a different song.
She keep taking the Tina Turner.
I can still move my upper body the way I want to.
Yeah.
My lower body ain't really.
I actually think that the Limp Bizkit in them, I think they did the rolling like that too.
Oh, did they?
I think they did.
Rolling with the homies. Does that work?
I'm gonna let you ride. I'm gonna let it ride.
Where is that from?
I've heard it, but
I saw it in a movie or TV
Me
show or
too.
something.
I've
But I
seen
just
it.
can't
I've seen it
remember.
somewhere too. It triggered something. It triggered something.
Was that an actual song?
I was triggered.
Was it a real song?
I don't know what it is. That's what I'm saying. I heard it somewhere. So maybe a TV show or a movie or something. All right, let's get it going. You have now tapped into the Deez Ninjas Podcast, and we are so glad.
So glad.
So glad that you came to kick it with us. I am Club Dynamite, the coolest ninja you know. I'm here with a couple of ninjettes, and this is a real ninja roll call. Tass.
Hey.
Happy October.
I'm just used to doing it like that, so I was like, wait, Shanni.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey. I feel good.
Hey. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? We off the little Henny drinks that
That's what
Extendo
it
worked up
is.
for us.
And
right?
I'm off my water because all my medications.
That's not no water.
Yeah,
That did not look like water.
Oh, I put the flavor in it. So it's like just
Okay.
colored water.
Okay. All right.
It ain't what they drink.
It
We
kind
just-
of look like
We
this.
just saying what it look like.
Yeah.
Right?
Y'all know how they be having the little singles that you could drop in your water? That's all it is.
Mhm.
That's okay. We not your doctor or your mama.
You know
We
what?
good.
It's all good.
I wanted the people to know because it did look the color of y'all
Look at it.
drinks or what it was.
It is the same color as this. All right. I want to give a shout out to What Up Vern. Shout out to Nikki Savage. Shout out to Vacation Barb. Shout out to Extendo. And a
Hey,
shout out to all
T.
of you, everybody that listens to us, taps in with us, shares us, comments. You are appreciated.
Absolutely.
What up, y'all?
All right.
Saturdays are for podcasts.
And Saturdays are definitely for podcasts. And we are here again. And this week has been people getting attention on them week, it feels like. Yes?
It's
Yeah.
been some of that going
attention-seeking
around.
week.
I just want to say first that I hope that they don't blow the damn planet up with all the people. Look, I'll be watching the news. They doing all kind of reckless shit. Just
Reckless shit like
I
what?
love you all. Huh?
Reckless shit
Oh,
like what?
you don't watch the news, huh?
No.
Nah, he's probably
Reckless shit
good.
like what?
Yeah, I'ma just yeah.
Is it worse than them updates that I'm getting on my phone that me and you talked about?
No, I'm talking about them updates
Shit.
that you get on your
Because
phone.
it's cracking right now.
I'm saying it's wild. You know, like the powers that be, the people out there that affect our lives that we have no power over.
Y'all tripping.
It's tripping. And we don't need none of that. I don't want to talk about it more.
But can I bring this up real quick? So
What?
y'all know about
This remind me of the 80s though. I feel we had a time when I was younger where we felt a little like this, but it wasn't as pronounced. Go ahead.
So y'all know that Hurricane Ian hit, and shout out to all the victims and all the people that lost their lives.
That's true.
Somebody had made up a good point or brought up a good point. Was there a hurricane in 2021 and 2020 in Louisiana or Florida?
Possibly, but there's a hurricane season in those areas.
Yeah, but I feel like it was overlooked or not talked about or didn't happen.
No, what it was it just was not as pronounced as this was as far as the
They be playing
destruction.
with the weather.
They may be, but there also is hurricane seasons. If you live in the South, I mean, the people that I know that live down South, every 2 years essentially is hurricane season.
They didn't have no hurricanes last year.
Okay, they weren't supposed to. It's every 2 years.
At one point, it was cracking like every hurricane.
No, it
hurricane
felt like
every
that,
year.
but the hurricane season is like every 2 years.
Alright.
But you may be right. They may be. I'm just saying.
I'm right,
When they did
Virgo.
it, look, they're not gonna do it not during hurricane season if they're gonna play with them. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, because they know the people know that part.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Saturdays we podcasting. What y'all want to talk about?
There's something about that chair
All
that
the
should be having you on your
fuckery
phone.
that's been going on.
Is that?
Oh, well, no, it's because I was looking up something before I said it. I didn't want to be wrong.
I don't mind.
Oh,
You want to
okay.
go down the list? Let's talk about Kanye.
First, let's talk about the Black Panther trailer. I don't want to talk about Kanye.
Then why you
yet.
ask us what we want to... You see what I'm talking about? I'm done.
So
Well, we're going to talk about Black Panther.
We'll get to Kanye.
I thought
You know
we
what I'm
was going
saying?
to go out on
If we get to him first, we like doing exactly what he wants. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
my God.
That's exactly what he's looking for. Is for us to just get to him first. All right, we're gonna
save all the
start.
movies for the end.
We're
So
gonna-
we can go out in a good mood. But okay.
We can go out in a good mood on something else, like Velma. or something.
Ooh.
Hey.
Well, why would that be a good?
Well, for 2 out of the 3 people, it just might be.
I'm saying, you feel me? All right.
Yes.
All right. We can wait on Black Panther. Will Smith is back. Have y'all seen Will Smith is back?
No, I haven't.
Tell
me about it.
Okay, so
question is, do I care?
well, it's it's interesting. This the landscape that we fuck with. We into. So peep game. I noticed on my thing, my timeline. He started little social media posts, couple little thingamajigs, and then I just saw this big thing with him with a clamp around his neck.
Yeah, for his new movie.
The Clamps. Is this a movie or a TV show or something? It's on Apple, so I'm not sure. I didn't see how it's going to be released.
Is this the new movie Emancipation?
Yes. Yeah.
It's supposed to be a movie. Is it coming out on Apple? I thought it was
It's on Apple. It may do both. They've been doing sometime where they do both.
When did that slap happen?
That slap happened at the Oscars.
No, what was that? That was this year?
Yes. Yeah.
So can we really say he's back? Because that movie was probably already in the works.
No, it was definitely in the works. What I'm saying is he did take a hiatus.
Oh, okay.
He did take a hiatus. And to be coming back on this as your first big little project, I don't be with the slave movies anyway. That's not my get
right.
Down.
That's where I was gonna be, just like
That's not my get down.
I liked him. And don't say how many times are we gonna.
You like the slave movies?
We done seen other movies too. I like it all. But it just gets a rise out of me when I watch those movies, and I get mad.
And you like to get mad from watching movies? I
mean,
some people do. Like, that might be why that's
your answer could be yes.
Like, some people get off on watching scary movies. Like, everybody got their fetish with movies. So I'm not judging it.
Yeah, because they got a new Hellraiser.
I just don't like to get that angry, and slave movies bring that out of you.
But
me too.
I feel like the story keeps needing to be told, though. It needs to keep being told.
At this point, they're taking it out of books, so it may need to be in the movies because they getting rid of all of that.
Keep telling the stories because they keep trying to quiet us
the right way. So maybe I need to look more into that movie because
this is supposed to be a biopic or an autobiography or some shit.
Okay.
This is based
on I don't know much about the movie and wasn't really interested in seeing it. Maybe that's why I didn't look it up. But I can't have another slave movie where we got the white savior in there and they don't really do slavery like slavery look. Like, sometimes I just feel like it's so watered down.
Washed, yeah.
Yeah, that I can't.
A washed out version. Like,
yeah. I can't do any more of those. Like, at all.
I think the last one that I got introduced to, I was with you.
What was it, 12 Years a Slave?
Nah, it was Antebellum. His favorite movie.
Really? You liked that one? Like, I'm just saying, I watched it and it just didn't do it. Because I
said your favorite movie. That's why she said you liked that one.
No, I did not. Okay. I'm like, what? I didn't know.
I watched it like 2 times.
I don't get down, huh? You did?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's not like a favorite or a like, but I like films.
I like films
I
too.
like
it's
how
so
they
many
look, and then I guess I do like to get a little mad because I'm like getting mad. Like, this is silly. Why they do this?
That shit was dumb. I think I done probably talked about that shit on here before because that shit was so dumb. We went to the movies. You know, you see shit before it come out.
Mm-hmm.
Will you do another movie premiere with me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I get them all the time.
Huh?
I get them all the time.
I be getting them
I used to.
Yeah.
I used to. I haven't gotten them recently.
Because they be giving gift cards and stuff away too.
Yeah, that's with mine, but I haven't seen any that have popped up lately that I want to go see or given a chance to.
Yeah.
But Antebellum, I actually streamed at home with my mom. And y'all, can I tell y'all this? My mom is probably the funniest person sometimes to watch stuff with, because if y'all think I'm critical, she is way worse. So I remember us, like, because we do our Sundays.
When was the first time you said "what the fuck" in the movie?
It was very close to the beginning. That
it was real close. I know
close to the beginning.
I know when the first "what the fuck" went down. Do you remember when the first "what the fuck" went down?
What threw me off is when I feel like they were showing some slave shit in the beginning, And then she was answering a cell phone.
Hey, that's when the first what the
and
fuck
I
happened.
was like,
hey, what it was it was like she was like with her slave master dude. She was like playing the bed wench, and then a cell phone rang, and it was a distinct. First, they didn't have phones.
I'm gonna watch that.
But it was a
tonight.
distinct cell phone ring, and it was like I think the whole theater said, "What the fuck."
Because all me and you did was talk shit the whole time throughout the entire
I think
movie.
the whole theater said, "What the fuck?" Because, and we're not going to talk about this movie for too long, but it starts off dead in the middle of slavery. Like it's like like a dude getting like dragged by his neck by horses. It's real like extreme the way it starts, and they give you that scene, and they get you all worked up, and then a fucking cell phone rings.
And see, and I'm again like I think that was around the time my mom was
I'm probably
sitting
selling
there.
the movie right now. Like that shit sound crazy.
She was just like, she was like, "What is this? And why are we watching this?" Like my mom checked out very early to the movie, and I've been noticing that lately. A lot of the Black films we watch, she'll sit there after a while. She goes,
"What's this nigga shit?"
So why are we watching this? Like, this is boring, right? Like that's her new thing. Like now she'll tell me, it's like, this is boring, right? And I'm like, okay, and then she'll just go to sleep. And Antebellum was when she went to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so how y'all feel about Harriet? And then we can get on.
Oh, I took her to the theater to see that one. Not only was I pissed off about that one, but that was one me and my mama was pissed off together. Thought that movie was horrible.
That came out after Antebellum, right?
Yeah.
I did not like the way that was done.
Why?
And I wasn't a fan of the chick who played it. So that might
be.
We'll talk offline about that one.
Okay, but why you weren't a fan of the movie though?
When I watched the movie, I just didn't like it. Like it just wasn't the way the story was told. It just wasn't. No. And if you do your research on Harriet Tubman,
I guess we're talking about movies now because we're here.
The thing.
So I liked it.
We're here.
And I should have looked up and saw was it true, like because in the movie what I was wondering about what was true was the fact that when she left, she had still been like she was still married, and then she came back and her husband was marrying somebody else. So
yes,
I wanted to know
like yes. I don't
true.
I didn't watch that.
That part,
but
I
like
don't
the
know
historical accuracy, yeah, that's a
but the historical accuracy of that movie wasn't all the way there.
But you know what I be wondering about history sometimes?
What?
Okay, history that is really recorded, that's on the internet, that's from a reliable source. How do we know that it's really reliable? Because I feel like all people really be like adding some like razzle dazzle on the story.
That's why I think everybody's heard that term. His story is his story. Like it's always told from the writer's standpoint. So it may have some sort of bias or some sort of whatever that they may have added, some sauce that they may have added. So we don't know. Like that's why you gotta compare different historical texts and see what you got. Because you never know.
Because if I record something,
I mean, we know that if you just put a bunch of people in a circle and pass it around, everybody that played that game when you was little, it's gonna turn around, right? It's gonna change, right? That's real. Real
she
business.
fought 20 men single-handedly.
That's real. That happens. Like it's just somebody's gonna change something, and by the time it gets around, it's gonna be different. So that happens when people pass stories down. That kind of stuff happens. You got people pass stories down like through generations. People, you never know what the real story might be.
That just wasn't one of my favorites. I can say that. So I don't know about me seeing this movie, Emancipation. You guys might have to watch it.
I'm not.
And tell me how it goes.
Is that the one that's coming on Hulu? Y'all said Apple or y'all said Hulu?
Apple. It's gonna be Apple.
It might be going to the theater because that's where I thought.
Well, they may put it in the theater as well. Let me see.
But I know theaters really haven't been the way to go. They've really been trying to get that back. I don't know if I'm so comfortable yet in the theater, especially not as expensive.
Theaters have been packed. They've been packed.
For me. That's another reason why I don't know if that's really the route I don't really want to go right about now.
And movies are very expensive.
All right, we back. Yeah, little situation, but we back. All right. This week is kind of crazy. Who's the craziest person of the week? Who wins the Crazy of the Week award?
Herschel Walker and his son.
Herschel Walker? Yeah.
I think he got the crazy award.
He gets the crazy award.
Either that or he just been hit in the head too many times.
All right, let's see. He I'm gonna let you break it down, but he said that he doesn't know this woman. Then he said, but she said that he paid for her abortion.
Correct.
But she's his baby mama.
She is definitely one of his baby mamas.
But one of y'all gotta tell the people who Herschel Walker is, just in case they don't know.
Okay, all right. Herschel Walker is he used to be he's a ex-football player. Used to play for the Cowboys in the 80s. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. He was a esteemed football player. People held him in high regard.
He was my mama time.
Yeah,
because I didn't know who the hell
he was. He was the early 80s, right? People held him in high regard. He was like a really good running back. And now he has taken all that high regard
and turned it to
he used that to turn it into clout to put himself in a position where he could run for the Georgia Senate.
A state he didn't live in.
All right. Okay. So tell us what's going on.
So first of all, he did not live in Georgia up until maybe a month before you were supposed to submit your candidacy. And you know how like in a lot of these states now, the clown of the clowns or the people that are running for the top spot.
Side note, where he won his Heisman was Georgia. So he went to University of Georgia.
Which is why they say, it's a big deal because he's a Georgia sweetheart, for some of those people who live by football. Like football is life. And so he decided he was going to run. And since he's been running, he's been known to say a lot of outlandish shit, like the air, our good air is going over to China and we're getting China's bad air. And that's why we have the climate issues we have. He's been a big advocate about telling people to stay home, not have kids everywhere, which is, a good thing to tell somebody. He's really against abortion, even if your life is at risk. He's
one of those. He's one of those.
Yes, he is he's against Reverend Warnock. He's supposed to be everything opposite in the Bible Belt, right? You would think in the Bible Belt, being a reverend should be easy.
Us being from Cali.
Right. The Bible Belt is like the South. Like the South is like where there was the first time like I heard like gospel channels, like solid gospel channels, more than one on the radio at a time. Like that, it was different when I switched over to the South.
Okay.
So that being the Bible Belt, they're like the thumpers, This is bad. This is good.
No, but what I'm saying is like that. So that's pretty much what is the Bible Belt specifically?
It's like Georgia, Tennessee, it's like what they call the South is the Bible Belt, right? Okay. You can get exactly what it is.
Let me
he could have looked that up.
That's what I'm about to do.
The point of it though is after he did all of this and he said all of that, right? In his candidacy, so much has come out. They like to blame his mental health issues on a lot of it. But my thing is if your mental health is that bad, maybe you don't need to be running. Like you should focus, on getting yourself right. Mm-hmm. So when he came out about his domestic violence, they shrugged that off. Like he threatened to kill his ex-wife and her new boyfriend.
This a clown.
The Republican Party shrugged that off. That was still their number one. We're taking Georgia back from the reverend. Okay. Then it came out that he had a daughter that was older than the son that everybody knew about. Son that has gone viral saying the most stupidest shit like, I'm not gay, but I got a boyfriend.
Is this the guy that you showed me the last time?
Yeah, he just likes to be loud and wrong. That's his son, right? All right. But then after he claimed that, was like, oh yeah, he had a daughter when he was in college that nobody seemed to know about, which means she's older than that son. Then it came out that he had 2 more kids that no one knew about. This is all while he's running, right?
That's a lot.
He only talked about this one son, right? So people were like, what's going on with that? Oh, he's like, I'm in my children's life, that they weren't a secret. I just don't want everybody going after them. All right. Well, here we come to this week. To add on to all his fuckery,
right?
He then, this woman comes out and says he paid for her abortion. He didn't just pay for it. but she provided the receipt that she had one. He gave her as a get well card with a check in it, you know? So she sent those type of receipts. He got up and said, I don't know who this woman is. Everybody comes out anonymous.
The receipts is already out, though.
No, he said this was an anonymous person who he knew did not know who this was, and he was going to sue the publication that put that out there because he would never. So then the next day, it came out that this woman is one of his children's moms. So it wasn't like this was a random ass chick that just came out of nowhere.
So he knows her. So he definitely knows her.
Yes, he claims he don't know her, but she knows him. So then
she's a liar, boy.
She said that he paid for the first abortion, and when she got pregnant the second time, he was gonna pay for the second one, but she decided to keep him, and that he's not the family man he claims to be.
And he's like super one of the pro-life boys, right?
Yeah.
This man
he said he take care of all his kids. She said he pays the child support that the court orders and don't do nothing more than that. He don't see this kid. He don't pay nothing more than that. No, none of that. So now his son Christian came out and had a meltdown and is like, oh my gosh, this is who you guys have chosen. And it's like, yo,
are you mocking Christian? You mocking Christian?
I am, because he gets on my nerves. He's like, you ever had like those people that go viral a lot that you just hate the sound of their voice?
Period.
Yeah, he worse than her. Because like he was like one of those ones that, you know, had the big Benz truck and the fancy
rich
clothes. Yeah. And it was getting on doing the videos about how gas is high and his Biden fault. Like he one of them extra out people for absolutely no reason. Mm-hmm. But my thing was that, yes, you could be mad that your dad has these kids that obviously you didn't know you had all these siblings, okay? I can attest to that. I lived that life. But you came out and you had all this to say about Nick Cannon. Oh, he went viral telling Nick Cannon, stay home with your baby mamas, stop having babies. But your daddy was literally doing the same shit.
Whoa.
So he had this whole meltdown, and it's like, that's why he's against fatherlessness and all this stuff. My question to y'all is, so far we have been able to tell we got a whole former president,
right,
that lived that same life. Do you think this is going to be enough
for them to
be
not,
like,
not
I'm not voting for him?
No, it's not going to be enough.
Where is he in the not the standings, but like the polling?
They're neck and neck. I think like Warnock is like 2 points ahead.
That's scary.
And that's sad.
It's not going to be enough. And honestly, this man, the only thing he need to be running to for is a psychiatrist.
Hey,
that's the only thing.
I don't even know how they get behind. Have you heard him speak? You've heard him speak.
You haven't
heard this man speak.
Nah, and I don't want
you ever heard this man speak? It is like, it's wild that he's barely intelligible.
Even now that they're questioning him because, you know, they're like, well, the woman you already have a kid with and you said this. He said, I didn't say that, even though the recording played back. And he's like, and even if I did pay for an abortion, I've been forgiven. Like, this is the type of person that he is.
No, this is a dude that's been getting passes for a long time.
Yeah, he's
getting passes for a long, long time.
I just find it sad, but like I know we had kind of talked off the air. Like this other chick, her last name is Loesch. I don't even know why she's important. But like she came out, she called the baby mama a skank and everything. I'm like, you don't even know this woman. But she literally said, like, I don't care how many abortions he pays for. We need those seats and I want control of the Senate. And I'm cracking up because I'm like, y'all literally want control of the Senate to tell people how to live their lives.
That's all they want.
While you're doing the complete opposite of what you're telling them you want them to live their lives.
They're a living contradiction, walking, talking contradiction.
And people keep voting for them.
Because they've chosen that side.
That's stupid.
People have chosen up.
Yes, I said it's stupid. And if you spoil Herschel Walker, it's stupid.
So it's like, it feels like people don't really care what the issues are anymore. They just going with their side. So
that's what I'm saying.
That's scary.
It's really sad to say, like, I want to be able to choose what I do with my body, but vote for somebody who's like, no, we need it to be a national ban.
I mean, especially coming from a party of small government, saying that they don't want the government controlling, you know, any of that. Regulations is too much, but they do not have a problem with coming and walking all around your house and telling you what you need to be doing up in there.
At all. But I got a question for you, since you're the big football person.
What's up?
Has Herschel Walker always been like a person who didn't need to speak in front of a camera?
Well, he didn't need to speak. His actions on the field spoke for him
but I'm saying,
earlier.
like, okay, Tom Brady, he'll say something, right? And they wouldn't just make me go,
no,
you need a publicist.
It's different than Tom Brady because he was not running back is not a position that you have to step out there and talk often. Right? Okay. That's normally the quarterback, which is what Tom Brady is. So he wasn't the person that had to step out there.
Oh, so y'all didn't know he was slow.
We didn't need to know. Yeah, we didn't need to know. More so, we didn't need to know. Like, because football's a little different. The players is different, like basketball and all the other sports, because they have helmets on. Right? So we don't connect to the football players unless they get in front of the mic. But you
know how you have some people, and that's what I'm saying. You have some of those football players that when they retire, they, go on to be sports, analysts and things like that.
He's been around for a minute. He's dipped in and out of politics for a minute. So the people that are paying attention to what he's talking about, they've heard him speak for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Always something like this.
They've heard him for a while. Like he's done the political thing on a smaller level. He's running for Senate now. So he's,
Yeah, but I thought he just came out of nowhere. There are some people who are running for shit that just come out of nowhere.
He's been around in this landscape and in the land sphere for some years. I never really heard him speak a lot until this Georgia race, though. Because this is the biggest race that he's been in, and I haven't never heard him speak a lot until this.
Shanni, it's so bad. They've been trying to get a debate, right? And Reverend Warnock is like, whatever you want to do it, like, I'm down. Hey. He keeps saying Warnock doesn't want to debate me. He's like, yo, every time we schedule something, you back out. This fool on a live mic basically said, like, yeah, I mean, I know he'll probably win the debate because he's probably smarter, but, like...
Hey, look,
oh, wow.
This would be the debate that would be frustrating. Because you would be like, what did he say? Wait, what? Like, yeah. He says stuff that make you say, did you hear what I said? You hear the question I asked? Like how he answers the questions? Like, I'm going to ask you that again, because you didn't hear what I said clearly, because what you said had nothing to do with what I said. But maybe that's his strategy.
But maybe the fact that people will vote for that, like, I could not vote for somebody who was talking about the clean air pushes out the bad air, which, like, what the fuck? And you're going to go up and you want to make decisions?
Then you're not on your side.
I don't choose sides.
Whatever side you're supposed to be on, you're not on it.
I look at who's running.
Yeah, that means whatever side that you're supposed to be on, because you're supposed to be on the side. You know how it works. You're supposed to be on the side. So if you got to choose up first, you got to choose up.
But see, you know what? But like I told you, even outside of politics, I feel like, how do you stand behind people that are like for real ass hypocrites? Like, I could not be under a pastor who said, yeah, don't have sex outside of marriage, but then all his kids are outside of marriage. Like, that would make me go, what the fuck?
Like,
and so it's like,
don't do what I do. Do what I say.
But that's what I'm saying. So how do you vote for people who literally will say one thing and do something different?
You can't be running for office, running for anything and be coming like that.
They do it all the time.
I know. And niggas be voting for him and I don't.
And that's why don't you be confused at that? You just be like, oh.
You gotta choose up.
Whatever. I always choose up in that.
Choose or not.
Oh, I thought you said choose up, not
wood. Yeah, you gotta choose up.
Oh, I thought you said, never mind. I need to. But yeah, that's the latest in the saga that is Herschel Walker.
So he is right now. He's still in the running. Like, when is that?
We're like is that 30 days away?
That's part of the midterm elections. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I have a feeling you're gonna have some people that are really, really, because I'm not gonna lie. I've been looking at the different states, who are having big governors races, big Senate races. And it's just like, damn, y'all just willing to put anybody up there. And that's the scary part.
Yeah.
That's real scary. Like,
but the thing is, you just get to the point where, like, you're seeing it. It's been going on.
I'm sure it is, but has it always been this bad, though?
I mean, in some of these positions, you got some really extreme people, and it might not have been as extreme as it is, like, on the fringes, the extreme people. This is maybe, everything is extreme right now. So we're just in an extreme society right now. So it may be more turned up than it has been before. So you may be on something.
Well, I just hope everybody gets out there and vote. Vote. Know what you're voting for. This is not a basketball game where you just go, I'm going with my team.
See, it's so many people that are turned off because of the way the fucking year is gone that this whole voting thing, this gonna be an iffy puppy right here.
And see, that's what we can't afford for it to be honest with you.
And I'm seeing in some places like registration is going up. I see that women are participating a lot more because women are up in arms about more, and guys should be too, but you see a lot of women are up in arms about the way the Supreme Court has done with the abortion rights and abortion laws. So people, they may come out, but then you have that other, like I said, that other side of the people who are just really disillusioned and did not like how the first 2 years of this presidency has been. So, they're not going to vote on all the other things besides the presidency. That's just where we are. It's scary. I think people need to get out and exercise their rights too, though.
Like that's the only way you'll get some type of change.
That's the way it works. They're not trying to stop you for no reason. I keep saying that. They're not trying to stop you for no reason.
And it's a never-ending argument. It'll never be. It's still going to be a lot of people that refuse to vote.
Yeah. All right, Lyfe Jennings. The Dahmer doc. You saw the doc, not doc, the show, right? I still haven't seen it. It's been a lot of talk since it came out. I've seen a lot of people.
I heard Netflix is getting sued.
By
the victims.
Families.
Oh.
The victims' families. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I get that right. The victims' families, because I want to be respectful. The victims' families.
Okay.
So my question is, if they get sued, have the other people or are the other people that have made previous pieces of, I don't want to call it pieces of work because of who he is, but previous films
in relation to some of these other.
Yeah,
I brought that up last week. I said it like that starts a slippery slope because a lot of people have made a lot of stories about a lot of things, and all the people who may have been affected or not even affected by, but just it was their family or whatever. It can get crazy.
Listen, you could sue for anything though. You could sue something. You could sue me for something that you did to yourself, which is silly to me.
I really feel like when we're talking about things like that, I think these off top, it should always be that they're getting some type of thing. I don't ever feel like somebody should be able to just make money off somebody else's pain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when they did it, I think Netflix should have automatically either paid the victims' families or foundations that they've set up for things like that. You know what I mean? I never felt right about that.
But like he says, it gets slippery because if that's the case, it's like, does the news get sued? Because the news reported on the story and it.
But see, the news isn't, when we're talking about making money off of it,
yes, they are.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Okay.
See,
I'm sorry.
He was ready to tell me no.
I was
going to say, like, they're not, it's not becoming like, okay, so like, for instance, Jeffrey Dahmer, right? That story got told in real time when he went through the whole thing. It's not like every week they're talking about it where they're making big money off of Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, they're telling, like, everything that's going on currently, right? And then every once in a while, something that happened before because it might be an anniversary of something. But I'm saying they're not making money specifically off this one story. That's where I was going with that. Compared to like this Jeffrey Dahmer series where
I was just saying the news
you're making the money off of this one particular story or stories, I should say. And from the sounds of it, because again, I told you I will not mentally put myself through watching that. Like you're basically telling the story of somebody's loved one, but or what you think about that loved one, because it doesn't even sound like they talk to the families to even try to get an understanding of who that person was. So like everything you're putting out about them is like maybe just something we've heard
hearsay
in the story, and that they've made up about this person. So I just feel like in general, when you're talking about people's pain like that, they should get paid for it. Okay. Whether, like I said, it's to their foundations or the families themselves.
All right. Well, I thought there was an interesting thing about Jeffrey Dahmer.
What about it?
He was a fan of R&B. An R&B fan.
That's, first of all, it's not interesting to me, and it's not surprising.
Why not?
Because he dealt with a lot of black and brown
people.
Oh, okay. That makes
gay
sense.
men. He hung out at
I
those clubs.
didn't even think about that. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
But
But
this is what's, I don't want to say interesting, but this is what.
I don't know if this is a fun fact or just
or something he should have kept to his damn self.
I don't think I would tell nobody that.
Either would I.
I got to see the context all the way, but Lyfe Jennings sang to Jeffrey Dahmer in prison.
I would have kept that to myself. It ain't like he said he sang for
What if he
Tyson
sang like,
or
nigga,
somebody.
you son, you know?
No, he said he sung Pretty Brown Eyes.
Oh, damn.
Like, that's what I read. That he sung
So that
Pretty
nigga
Brown
was
Eyes.
entertaining him. Jeffrey Dahmer had entertainment.
I mean, he could have been singing like the Long Kiss Goodnight. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's got to die.
No, Lyfe Jennings said it was Pretty Brown Eyes.
Damn. I don't know what to say about
And
that.
Jeffrey Dahmer probably fantasized
The whole
with-
damn time.
Mhm.
So, look, the only way I would say that was okay was if Lyfe Jennings felt threatened in prison. I've never been to prison, so I don't know what that's like. But at the same time, I still would have kept that shit to myself.
Lyfe is super familiar with prison.
Like, I would have kept it to myself, though. That wouldn't have been something I would have let out, you know?
Yeah.
It just certain
Because what are you
things
looking
okay.
for? Are you trying to, like, you found this out recently, but how long ago was it public knowledge?
Recently. It was...
You trying to get, like...
like, wow, maybe? That's incredulous to me. I'm like, really? Like,
And I'm saying, you trying to be relevant again? Because
I mean, like you said, it's all about the context.
You think that's going to get him some relevance? Get some clout chasing?
some people found it interesting like you did, so...
I mean, it's like you said, it might have been the context. I don't know if somebody found out they had been in prison together because of this whole, movie coming out.
I'm going to do some more research on these stories.
To me, still, even if somebody were to come out and ask me and said, oh, well, we found, that you were in the same prison as Jeffrey Dahmer, you still couldn't have got me to tell that story.
From now on, I'm going to be more knowledgeable about these stories.
But who wants to know about who Lyfe Jennings was singing to
Just in
prison?
Just in general.
Like,
just doing the podcast listeners, you know what I'm saying, giving them. I'm gonna do more and have more information. Cause why are you singing to Jeffrey Dahmer?
I wouldn't have told that story. Now again, if you say you would have came up and you and Tupac created a song,
there we go,
in prison together, I might have said, okay, that's an interesting story. But the fact you sung to a serial killer just doesn't do it for me.
It is interesting. It is interesting.
Why is that interesting? Tell me what I missed that made this interesting.
Because he's a serial killer. All right, let's see.
It wasn't like he said he was singing gospel songs to redeem him.
He requested Breaking My Heart, Pretty Brown Eyes. Dahmer asked him to sing that.
I told you that nigga was he was entertaining him. I said that. You get to put requests in, my nigga?
Oh, okay. He said what's going on is he was just going down the hall, mopping, doing his thing, and he walked by, and then Jeffrey Dahmer was like, hey, you down there singing? Is that you singing?
Even like that.
That's what it sounded like to me.
You trying to make it sound like old boy from Family Guy. The old man.
Hey, is that you singing? And he said, you never guess what song he asked me did I know. Pretty Brown Eyes. So I sang that record. And he beat it on the door and all this stuff. So he was doing the beat.
So I got a question.
He was doing the beat.
Did Lyfe know he was Jeffrey Dahmer at the time?
Possibly. He doesn't specify that.
He knew.
Does it say why he felt to give that thing? Like, did somebody ask him about it?
There's let's see. No, he
was in there shucking and jiving. Y'all realize that, right?
Yeah, you know why he said that?
Why?
Because he had that story and this is big. And he's cloud chasing.
I said that. So he was in there in the prison shucking and jiving, singing and dancing for the clear. Singing and dancing for this serial killer. Because he asked him to.
Is that shucking and jiving?
He's shucking and jiving for the white man.
Unless he was about to kill him, there was no reason for you to be putting on those shows for Jeffrey Dahmer.
He sings. He loves to sing.
What the fuck that got to do with anything?
Do that dance you do for your friends.
Right. Unless his life was in danger, there's no reason for you to be entertaining a serial killer.
Maybe he'll sing for anybody. He's like, hey, I'll sing for anybody.
Nah.
You breaking my heart.
No pass
you breaking my heart.
Nah.
I don't know why you sing for serial killer. I'm not, I don't know. I'm not rationalizing. I don't know how that happens.
He could have picked a different selection.
He could have sang Thriller, huh?
But you said he was walking down the hall mopping and shit?
No, he was a porter. And that's what was his job. Pretty much he was doing his job.
Your job wasn't singing to that man. Yeah, that's the point I'm making. No, do your porting.
He was singing, but he didn't go, hey, you want me to sing, bro? He was humming or some shit. Do. Dude was like, hey.
That don't mean you had to take requests.
Could you sing me a selection?
I'm just going, you know what?
So maybe he didn't know what he was.
He did not realize that it was him. Because I'm pretty sure, there are people of all different races in there. And maybe somebody just said, oh, I like that song. Can you sing it? I am really hoping he didn't realize he was singing for Jeffrey Dahmer till Jeffrey Dahmer got off.
Hey, you singing? Somebody singing down there?
No, I wouldn't. Nah. That's something he could have kept to himself.
If you got time to sing like that, honor somebody's request in prison.
Time.
No, I know, but I'm saying where was the guards at? Because you're supposed to be porting.
Hey man, stop all that beautiful crooning, my nigga.
Yeah.
Who you crooning to, dog? All right. That shit that's an interesting story.
And that's if I'm gonna clout chase, don't clout chase off of that. Like that made him look so whack.
He don't have nothing else to clout chase.
Yeah, I'm sure he got some other stories he could have put out there.
All his stories is jail stories.
But what I'm saying, even with the jail story,
like don't you do you know what we're talking about?
This was not it. This didn't win him over no people.
I'm with Taz.
In all the comments that I saw, people were like, he could have kept it to himself.
It got him in the, what's this? The Beat ATL. The Beat ATL, they covered it.
I ain't about to be the one that's like, let me go back and listen to that Lyfe record.
Right, not off of that story. And I like Lyfe, but he could have kept that shit to himself.
You like Lyfe?
I do.
I had a friend of mine that was in his fan club.
Oh, see, I wasn't a fan club person, but I like this song.
That's when
remember she ain't even in the Tupac fan club.
I know. I don't even know.
Ain't a real fan. I don't even know why you address her.
She's not in the Tupac fan club.
You know what?
How you not in the Tupac fan
because
club?
His number one fan don't need a whole club to share that with.
Girl,
his number one fan.
His number one fan.
You definitely need to be in the fan club.
No,
she not his number one fan because you had a piece of Tupac. What is it called? Paraphernalia. You ain't never even seen it. You can't. Number one fans have everything.
Did you see her eyes? Did you see her eyes when I showed her that shit?
Yes, you've never. The number one fan has everything.
Lies.
Her eyes.
How you get to make up the rules?
Her eyes bugged out like the cartoons.
Look at her making up the rules for the number one fan.
Because there are plenty of number one fans of people who don't own every piece.
The number one fan.
The number one fan would have saw the Tupac exhibit first day.
No, there was a reason I didn't want to go the first day.
You went to damn near it was almost over.
I know, but listen. No, because I already had plans to go before that. But I never wanted to go the first day because I thought I wouldn't enjoy it because it was going to be so many people there. Like,
you know why they were there?
The last one.
You know they
because everybody wanted to go the first day. And you can't say they was all fans because there were a lot of people who really had no clue who the fuck Pac was
fans.
When I was going through there. They were sitting
Erykah Badu do some shit. I'm sliding through first.
So you don't think that a bigger fan of Tupac was there that first day than you?
No. Sorry.
You are crazy, Taz.
Sorry. The only one who might top me living is probably his sister.
You are crazy. We had a gentleman here a few weeks ago that will put you to shame.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. No,
put you to shame.
No, he wouldn't.
All right.
Because remember, I was in that conversation.
No, he would have put you to shame.
Taz, you kind of acting like Herschel right now. You know,
not at all. Because I actually make sense.
He would have put you to shame.
No, he wouldn't have.
You got any Tupac tattoos?
No, all my tattoos are of people that were in my family.
So no.
Do you have any Tupac necklaces or anything like that?
I have a lot of Tupac stuff. I just told you he was actually framed and
I
going
said
back in my
tattoos.
room.
That's it.
I know.
But I just told you
Like
no.
you so you aren't willing to put Tupac on
No,
your
actually,
body.
I do want to put one of his lyric things on me, but
you
it
kind
just
of
so
late
happened-
though. #1 fan.
I have everybody that's on me are my grandma and my sister.
What you waiting for? But you the #1 fan though. Don't let these fans out fan you.
They out fanning you right now.
Nah, just because you go get somebody tatted don't make you a super fan. It don't. Because people get shit tatted on them all
Did
day
Extendo
long.
tell you what the old boy told him?
What?
No, we'll get to that.
I bet you, and I want to get off of this after this. I bet you people are so Tupac fanned out that you probably see statues of him at their home when you walk in, it's Tupac on the wall.
Shrines.
Yeah, all of that.
Shrines.
Look how she looking.
Look, where do I live again?
What that mean? Your whole room should be Tupac. You should have
My
a Tupac
whole room is still
comforter.
in boxes. I never unpacked when I moved back.
Shrine.
But he was up when I had my place.
Did
You
you
got
have
a shrine?
a Tupac
shrine?
comforter?
No, I don't have a Tupac.
Did you have a shrine?
I had my
Like a
I
little
told
altar?
you what I had.
I
I had my big Tupac posters that my mama framed.
I'm not talking about your thing
Yeah,
that you be dancing with. I'm talking about
I don't dance with it.
You
It
dance
sits
with it.
up on the wall for everybody to see.
You
Thank
dance
you
with it.
very much.
you don't dance with it.
Whatever. What else we talking about this week? 'Cause y'all gonna stop coming for me.
All right. You hear about the story about the guy that got kidnapped off Tinder?
Tell us.
Oh man, it's getting scary out here. Spooky hours. Right? Now I understand where you women. are coming from.
Don't do that.
I understand to a degree. I understand because like now it's dangerous when you're dating.
It's okay when they do it.
No,
it's a problem
no.
when I do it.
Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? But we typically didn't have the dating fears that women present to us a lot. We hear that a lot. And I understand where you guys are coming from. But now it's crept over to our side. Right?
I'm not laughing at nobody's death. It's just the way he said it, okay?
Because these women on Tinder are kidnapping men, sucking them off, and then tying them up against their will.
You sound really upset about this.
But they
As you
did
should
they
be.
Sound
kill
like
him?
you want to go
Wait.
walk up and down the
Wait.
street with a
As-
sign up in your
look,
hand and protest.
As you should be.
Really?
You should be upset as well.
Wow.
Shouldn't you?
Did,
not upset?
did they kill him? Or they just tie him up and leave him?
She attacked him with a knife while he was tied up. This is kidnapping.
I didn't say it wasn't. I was asking for a
No,
little
you don't.
bit more to this
You don't seem
story.
alarmed. You don't seem alarmed.
Because you just say he sucked him off and tied him up, and I'm like, did they continue to have sex?
Oh, then
or
she.
something?
But
Like,
the fact that she tied him up and he could not
some
go
people
home.
like
But
it
where-
kinky, so that's why I'm asking.
What
No,
was
she
this
didn't let him
energy?
go. I said kidnapped.
What was
Okay.
this energy when women were getting kidnapped?
I gave plenty of energy. I'm not with that at
You
all.
were just like, oh, that's sad.
Never. Never.
But now you up in arms,
I am up in arms.
and I'm
And-
not.
And I think you should be as well.
I just want everybody to know this is why I say I date the way that I do, because dating is fucking scary. People are batshit.
These women are kidnapping men off of Tinder?
You be on Tinder,
Nah,
so then maybe you don't have nothing to worry about.
maybe. But I still think it's scary. Because, like, somebody...
Keep on your P's and
What if
Q's when
what
you
if we
meet
get
these women.
copycats, though? What if we get copycats and they start being like chicks you meet at the CVS? So,
You got somebody you could call? Call me. I'll come through.
she tied him up. He was
You know, when
tied
you
up.
be meeting these randoms, if you do, you should probably just text one of your people their information. That's what women do.
Yes, whenever I go out on a date,
That's what I need. You know what I'm saying? See,
Yes.
now you're being proactive.
when I
right?
go on dates, that's
Tell
what I
us some of
do.
these techniques. What do you do? So I
I
need
take
to...
a picture of the license plate and I send it to my friends and my mom,
Okay.
Mhm.
so that they know at least what type of car they were driving.
I'm going
and
to
the
start...
license
Man,
plate.
now I
I
got to...
describe what the person is.
Now I got to
wearing.
start sending Uber rides. Hey, this is where I'm at. This is my Uber ride.
Yeah.
Oh,
Drop your pin.
I ain't dropping no pins.
I'm talking about like to someone like
to somebody
extendo
that
it,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh.
so that they are aware of this is where you
This
work.
man, this is not how it's supposed to work.
I text people everything.
I know you are not really feeling some type of way about this. This is some shit we've been dealing with.
Hey, okay, and I feel sorry that you guys have had to deal with this.
Nigga, you ain't sorry enough.
I feel sorry that this is something that you guys have had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
I text people,
and that's what I said. I understand. If I didn't understand all the way, I get it.
You look scared for your life.
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
Like.
More terrified than what was it? The nighttime slasher, the midnight. Who was the
Night Stalker?
The Night Stalker. Yeah,
I was a child. It was different. Okay, I thought he was coming in the window.
Yo, but since you said that, not to jump off your dating thing, but you know, I don't know if they've caught him, but they think there's a serial killer
in
loose
Cali
out here
because he was shooting people, right?
I don't know. All they said was serial killer, and I kept walking. I said, you know what? This is where the world is going to. I didn't even. I don't have it in me to listen.
What's the story behind that? He was shooting people, right?
Yes.
Can I have some?
Because my thing is, I know people are like, you should be in the know, and I'm not trying to dismiss this happening. It's just that this stuff be traumatizing me so bad that lately I cannot sit through them stories. It's just like, oh, there's a serial killer. This is why I'm staying my ass in the house. Like, that's just where I've been
going on with this world.
For real.
I mean, it's a lot going on nowadays. People out doing a lot, but you can't let people scare you away from life.
Well, right now, with this boot, it's me and the boot in the house. Like,
no, when I was injured, I did not go out as much because I felt a little vulnerable.
Right. Like I can't run. I can't
that was my thing. I'm like say, you know how black people are. Say we out somewhere and everybody just get up and run. I'm like, well, that's it. Because I couldn't go nowhere. So, okay. Ice Cube, is Ice Cube gonna ever try to put out another movie? Like, he keep talking about Friday. Are you waiting on another Friday?
Not at all.
I used to.
I'm talking about now.
Hell no.
You?
Not at all.
Me either. Ice Cube need to get his
Pops
shit.
Pops ain't gonna be in it. Because Pops has passed away.
Neither is Debo.
Yeah, so at this point,
and at this point, Nia Long is probably not fucking with Friday either.
But I think I may have been. I think I was
she
over it.
Like on the last few.
I was over
I'm just trying to figure out who's alive.
8 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
When you cared?
I was over it.
Yeah, I haven't cared about this for a long time.
Sorry.
Not a long time. We accept the classic that it was. Y'all made 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's done.
Was it only 3? I don't know why I thought it was 4.
It's done, Cube. It's done. We don't need another one of these.
You can't do it no more.
All right, Draymond Green, stop punching teammates. All right, let's talk about Kanye.
You're going to get off Draymond. Kanye,
no,
Kanye,
I'm not.
Kanye.
Look, Draymond didn't need to sock nobody in the face like that at work.
It's because he was at work. If he wasn't at work,
hey, when shit happened in the street, it happened in the street. But he socked the shit out of that dude at work.
I gotta know more to the story. So
I don't care.
Draymond, I'm gonna support you until I hear more, okay?
You can't be socking people like that at work.
Shit, sometimes I'll be wanting to.
Watch somebody disrespect you.
After work, we're gonna get it in.
And then they put their hands on you. Because old boy pushed him.
He did push him.
Yeah, but he walked up on him first.
He did. He was like y'all could probably suck faces. That's how close y'all was.
Yeah. You're a little too close, man. Get off me, man.
But then, like I said, he backed up kind of far to hit him.
If anybody hasn't watched the video, man, TMZ didn't release the video by now. Go watch the video and let me know if you feel like somebody should be hitting somebody like that at work.
But I need sound and I need context before, because there's some people at work that you just be like,
no, look, dude look punchable, right? The dude he punched. He got punchable face, right? And they say they get into it all the time. Like they be chippy at practice and they get into it back and forth all the time. So maybe this is a culmination of something, but that's the thing with the video. We can't hear what's being said. So it's like all we can take it for is what we see. We see. And, somebody could have been talking foul. But I do see that dude's face still look like, especially like after he pushed him, his face got real punchable after he pushed him. He was like, right here, cheek. All right, so.
Man.
Like I said, don't be doing stupid shit and then not expect people to react.
And see, there's one thing. When you do stuff to people, you never know how the reaction is going to come back from them.
Yeah.
Right?
You can't tell me how to react to what you did to me.
Exactly.
And we know Draymond is a reactor. So
this is not the first person that he's punched. All right. There was another punchee that he was the puncher of on another incident that happened at a nightclub or something like that in Michigan. It was another guy. Draymond went to Michigan State. Dude went to Michigan State. I don't know what words were exchanged there either. But at the end of it, there was a punchee.
But it's not, even without the punching, like, Draymond just seems like he is a reactor, so you just gotta be careful.
He has had what you don't know, you don't watch basketball, but I
do watch
Oh, you do watch basketball. My bad, I'm sorry. You keep up with basketball?
Not like you do.
Well, I know that, but just, yeah. All right, so have you seen any of his games that he's gotten kicked out of?
Yes, that's why I said he's a reactor.
Yeah. He punches food. He hits fools in the nuts, like, unintentionally. Kicks niggas unintentionally. And, so you never know with that cat. Okay. All right. Moving on. We talked about the series. You guys see the Black Panther trailer?
Yes.
You see it? You see the new Black Panther trailer, Shanni? Oh. Black Panther 1. That's what she's showing us right now.
Yes.
You seen the trailer for Wakanda Forever?
Yes, I did.
Okay. That was what what's the name said, right? Killmonger? That's Killmonger quote right there. Bury me with my people. Yeah.
That's right.
That's essentially what he said, right? I mean,
it should be.
Bury me with my people.
What does it say? Read it.
It says, bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who jumped from ships because they knew death was better than bondage.
They was like, fuck that, and so am I. Would he have said that if he didn't get killed right there? Like, if they would have just been out there on the cliff right there?
Has he been killed? Do we know that he's really
he
killed?
died.
Do we know that he's dead?
He killed him.
Don't know.
He already said he wasn't going to be in the new one.
He killed him.
We can look it up on IMDb.
Right, but we don't. But who said this is the last Black Panther? You just never know.
Yeah, he died.
There could be a 3.
There probably will be a 3, but he's not going to be in it. He died. So don't worry about that. You know what I mean? You know? We good? All right.
Okay.
Kanye.
Yeah. We just skip through all the movies. Okay.
Let's go through. My bad.
I wanted to say though for the Wakanda
Black Panther. So y'all saw the trailer?
Yes.
I got threw off. My bad.
I will say that from what I can see, I love the tribute that's being done to Mr. Boseman.
Chadwick, right?
I think he deserves all the flowers in his passing. So that, kind of made me. I'm not gonna lie. I saw some people who were doing reaction, pieces to watching it. It didn't bring me to tears like I saw people doing.
It's not doing all that for me. I'm very excited about the movie, but I didn't come to tears on neither one of them.
And I'm sad because I really was hyped about seeing it the first day it comes out, or like doing the stream thing at home with my mom. So my mom is a huge Black Panther person, but it's the day that I fly out for my trip, and so the girls are planning to go. But I promised Mama I wouldn't see it till I saw it with her. So I gotta go home.
Oh, spoilers and all that's it's gonna be out by the time you get to go see it.
I gotta go a whole week before I get to see it.
You're gonna know all the questions that you got right now. You're gonna know the answer to before you even get back.
Now I'm just gonna avoid it. Like
you ain't gonna be able to avoid it.
Well, because I'm gonna be tripping. So I'm not gonna be just sitting on my phone checking out what everybody talking about.
All right, but you got a long flight back.
Let's just say though, I am hyped about seeing it. I'm glad to see Auntie Angela have a bigger role in this one.
Hopefully.
What it looks like.
Hopefully.
Right.
Like it could be like all that we saw was what we're going to see.
I hope not. But I think it's gonna be a good one, and I'm excited about it. And it looks like it's well put together. Like it wasn't just the rush job that we gonna be mad about.
No. Ryan Coogler, who is the director, he's like had the full support of the studio. They're going hard with this. He's even going to some of bigger stuff that they got coming up, he's looking like they're negotiating for him to be the director of.
That's awesome.
He's a black director.
I knew that.
Oh, okay. But that's for you.
Shout out to
Everyone
Ryan
doesn't know.
because we know that I knew.
Yeah.
That. Shout out.
Yes, and so he's doing that. It's going to be a spectacle.
Yeah, I heard people were talking about they wearing all white this go round. Because last time it was the wear your African garments. This time they saying they.
I didn't even know they was doing that. When I went and saw people in the African garment, I was like, "Whoa, okay, Star Wars." We got the black. I mean, that's essentially what we.
Yeah, I'm here for it though. Anything for the culture.
Yeah, it was with it.
I did wear a dashiki.
You did?
To see Black Panther.
Oh, I wish I would have saw that.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I actually.
You gonna wear white?
Well, you know what? I could wear it at home because more than likely we're gonna pay to stream it from home. I'm not really
You gonna wear white?
Going to the theaters like that.
Not supposed to wear white after Labor Day.
White?
No, I don't know if people follow that.
I thought isn't that like white pants?
I don't know.
For shoes?
I have never followed that, even though I know people say
when I was little, my people's like stuck to that, but I don't know if I care anymore.
I'm just not a white person, period. I think I only own like one white outfit.
So you're not gonna follow the the culture
how
on this
about
one?
the dots? Do the dots? Let me do the dots in your hair for you.
Let me get the lace front and put it on you, and you could do the dots.
Why I want the lace front?
You said you was gonna get frontal. You was gonna have some hair.
Yeah, not for the Black Panther though.
Where you gonna do it then?
I don't know.
Then you can't do the dots until you get that.
You could do the Killmonger since he's not gonna be.
Nah,
that was Bumpy Face.
Huh?
He had the bumps on the.
Oh, Bumpy! Yeah, that was Bumpy Johnson.
Yeah.
I cannot, but yes, I am gonna see it. I'm excited about it coming out.
No, it's looked like it's gonna be dope. They got a lot of Aztec stuff going on too. It should be an interesting blend.
Now, I will say also coming out, a movie I'm not actually thrilled to see is Till.
Nope, not going to see it. Not going to do it.
Shanni, go ahead, because I know you said you liked the trailer.
I'm not doing it. Go ahead, Shanni.
Y'all ain't about to crucify me.
I'm not crucifying.
No, I said you could talk about the trailer because I didn't watch the whole trailer.
I did.
I'm not sitting.
I did like the trailer. I'm real into films, and I feel like it don't matter how many times the story have been told, the story needs to keep being told. Y'all trying to take history out of history books. Y'all trying to act like slavery never happened. Y'all trying to act like racism doesn't exist, and it does. And it needs to be on a big scale like this. That's my opinion about it. That's why I want to support the film. What they did to Emmett Till was horrible.
Still is. They still doing it.
Right, especially since that bitch
That's what I'm saying.
bars.
Exactly, especially since y'all because what was it? They found the arrest warrant.
They did find the arrest warrant for her.
Why you didn't go get her? Like that? That's why
because we pick and choose.
That's why I feel like,
and she admitted that she lied, right?
Yeah, that's what she said, and then she, of course, recanted it. But here's recanted it. But here's the thing: when I say we pick and choose, I don't care what nobody say. When they put Bill Cosby behind, nobody cared that he was old, that he could barely see. No, none of that. They said, okay, go. But now when it's her, they're like, let it go. She old now. Nah. Yeah. To me, I don't care how old you are. Because unlike Bill Cosby, you actually were the cause of this child being murdered. Not like just a child being murdered. And you got to go on and live your life.
He was more than just murder.
So,
it's the shit.
Yeah, it definitely, which is why as much as I support Black films, and I do, I guess because the timing of it, we've had so many. I know not on the scale of being in the theater, but we've had so many. That's
what it is for me.
Coming out that I just can't sit through that trauma right now. Like, I feel like eventually I'll see the movie, but it's like I literally, when they did that that special on ABC, that was like a 6-part thing. Like, literally, it took me months to get through because of, like, just... So, like, a little backstory. This wasn't a movie. I went to... I don't know if it's still up out here, but there was a African-American museum in Compton. that I went to when I was in high school. And was it high school, junior high? One of those. Anyways, when they took us, you went through like this whole like little maze thing. The way it was set up, it made you feel like you were there, right? So when we get to the part where you're in the South and they had it like real dark and they're telling you the stories of like how all these different civil rights people got killed, and all that, you get to this lunch counter and you're seeing all of this and they start to play the story of Emmett Till. The thing was, I had heard the story, but I had never seen what he looked like in that casket. And when I saw that, and then they had us move to sitting right in front of a casket, like I was crying so uncontrollably that even now that sits with me. So to sit through documentaries or things like that, it feels so real.
No need to put yourself through unnecessary trauma. Shanni made a point. I have been long of the thinking like I'm over these movies, right? I'm over these movies. I don't need to see these movies anymore. But with them taking the books out of the libraries, out of the bookstores, and them trying to change the histories, maybe there needs to be something in place so that some of these stories can still be told, because like it's getting crazy. They, like I said, they're literally taking the books out. They're trying to rewrite and water down history.
But that only works if you let them. And when I say let them, a lot of the history that I learned, I did not learn in school. So that leaves up to the people around you to also make sure those stories never die, even if those stories never make it on a big screen.
Everybody isn't proactive, though, in going out to learn that extra
And
history.
I was going to say that because there's a lot of people that are not privy to that information.
And you don't know what you don't know.
As well as we still not over it. And we're not ever going to be over it.
I agree.
So, like I said, it's a story. I used to be like, no, we were more than just this. We were more than just that. And we were more than just slaves. We're kings and queens too. Right. Tell those stories. Take us back to Africa. Talk about the good times.
And tell it right.
Look, and we need that too.
With actual Black people,
right,
and not blackface. However, this is still important because, like I said, it a lot of them still won't understand, and a lot of them still will not apologize for it. But y'all need to know, and we're gonna keep telling y'all, and that's just what it's gonna be.
But what I'm saying is not every story is going to make it to the big screen. So that's why I think it's important that and I'm not putting it all on parents, because there are some things that like I may know that you don't know, and you may know that I don't know. And that's why at this point, we have to take a proactive thing of making sure that even if those stories never make it to the big screen, that we don't let those stories just die.
Absolutely.
Because for every Emmett Till, there were other people that died, during that time.
And it's that time. It's still happening.
Right.
And it may not look the exact same.
Exactly.
But it's still happening.
That's the other point I was going to make. The shit is still going on. So, Taz, I just feel like it need to keep being told. I don't know no other way to say it.
No, and I'm not disagreeing. I just said the reason why. And I'm all for supporting Black films and Black creators. It's just that because I feel like I just got through seeing that.
Yeah.
I'm up for telling different stories. Like, I don't think we tell enough of stories of other things. Like, I would love to see what was the one where Elizabeth Taylor played the Egyptian queen?
Oh, Cleopatra.
Yeah. Can we get a Cleopatra where the people actually look like what they look like? Can we, if we're gonna tell more stories about the horrors that took place during the civil rights movement?
We're gonna get into that a bit and more in a second.
Let's talk about some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not knocking the Emmett Till story, because actually, to me, it's been out in the news since people have really been fighting to get this woman arrested. Like, I just feel like for me, I gotta sit this one out for my mental health.
Right.
Because I just can't sit through that again.
Like I said, I try not to watch the slave trauma movies. I get it. but there are people that need to see them.
Right.
Because what's going on right now is what I'm noticing with movies, especially Black movies, they're releasing like something on like Hulu or Netflix first, and it'll be like a short mini series or something like that. So I recently sat through something about Emmett Till on Hulu.
That actually was on HBO. It wasn't on HBO. It was on ABC first.
Yeah.
About his mom.
So then it was weird to me that now they're doing I didn't get it, but I still feel like okay.
But the movies, movies are in work. They in works a little longer, but it's just more people trying to tell that story.
But why do they do that though? Like it'll be so close together. Like they'll release.
Sometimes things get greenlit based on the strength of other things, right? Like sometimes there'll be something down the pipeline, like maybe that movie come in and that may get people together to say, okay, well, we may not have greenlit this project, but since there's momentum forming for them.
It just be weird to me because even with Aretha Franklin with
how both those movies were close.
Yeah. And I liked the Hulu movie or whatever, but then Jennifer Hudson's version, I love that. I love Jennifer Hudson. But that it just be weird to me. That's it.
Yeah, it just may be the momentum created by the other projects and trying to build off that momentum that they have. Seems like.
Well, wait, before you skip movies.
Well, no, we still here. And like you just said, you just made that point about Cleopatra and Elizabeth Taylor.
Yes.
And that point brings we doing
to
movies.
The movie that I want to see. It doesn't come out till next year.
It brings me to the Little Mermaid.
Yes, the Little Mermaid. Who I still cannot believe you said you have not seen the original.
But we talked about that already, right?
No,
I'm not talking about today. But we talked about it.
We've never gotten into it. We never talked about it. We may have talked about it amongst us.
We've talked about it on the podcast.
No,
this gonna be a bet. This gonna be a bet.
We never got to it.
One of the days I came a few weeks ago, we did not talk about it being a Black Ariel.
No, it was on our list.
Yeah, we may have, like I said, we may have talked about it, but we didn't talk about it on the podcast.
How y'all know?
Because I said something right after that we didn't get to.
I know it's been talked about on the podcast. I'm very familiar. If anyone's familiar, I'm very familiar. All right, so.
Well, I've seen the cartoon, or as they would say, the original.
I've never seen it.
I did not see the live version that was done where Queen Latifah.
I saw that. Or some of it.
Y'all are
play Ursula.
We talked about this. I'm sorry. I did. Then it's deja vu because exactly what she said. I think it's killing her. I think it's killing her. Okay. Exactly what she's about to say about Ursula. She already said it.
Because we were talking offline. See, that be our thing too. We be talking about stuff offline.
That's gonna happen sometimes. That's gonna happen sometimes. But yeah, there's a Black Ariel.
Yes, and it has caused all this controversy because I promise I did not just say this thing. You making me feel like you're having a deja vu moment.
She may be.
That's what it seemed like. But I was over there and you were over here. This shit is fucking me up right now because I'm like, I know we talked about this and I said how I felt. And I already know that you said at first you didn't want to see it. That's what you said. At first you didn't want to see the new
Because we
air.
talked about it offline.
All right, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to sit this one out.
Well,
but what I find interesting since you said that is that the people who are so pissed off about Ariel being Black, right, have no problem when it's Africa being depicted by people that don't look nothing like the people in Africa.
Mm-hmm. They just did one of those movies not too long ago, like a few years ago. They did that again. Like after all this, we had definitely been having these talks, and they just did it again. It was called some Gods of Egypt or some shit. It was called,
and they be okay with that. But then you take a fictional cartoon character.
This is not a real thing. It's not like this is.
Mermaids ain't even real.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even a real person. It's not even a real thing. Because this is a mermaid.
And yet, they pissed. They like big pissed. I mean, they've even had Facebook groups that are supposedly Christians, who are up in arms. Like, this is a real thing. And I'm like, bruh, it's not. First of all, the kids that I was teaching last we were going over personification, right? So that's been like a big thing for them to learn.
Okay.
So I say that to say.
That sounds like a big thing for them to learn. Personification? Shit.
Yes.
Okay.
But the point is, though, in real life, we know fish don't talk. We know in real life, there's not a mermaid who spends part their time on land and it goes, well, at least to what we think we know, and it goes back under the sea, right? Okay. There aren't crabs that are singing.
They happen to splash, too.
Yeah, but I'm saying they've all been in movies.
This is what I will say. Thing. That crab better be Jamaican, too, by the way.
Yeah, got to be. Got to be a Jamaican voice. Got to. Or it won't even be authentic to the original.
On the critter, the other.
Yes, Sebastian. Yeah. Oh, okay. That was my movie. I liked it with Flounder.
Yeah, that was like, yeah.
Well, all I know is she kills it with that voice, though. Because her ass, she threw that soul singing with it.
It's Hallie, right? It's the little sister, right?
Yeah. And she kills. Or as the kids today say, she eats.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Both her and her sister have strong voices.
Yes. But it was different. Okay, so as a person who liked the cartoon, right? And Ariel was singing, I'm like, okay.
You like the original?
OG? I liked all Disney. See, I feel like I'm repeating what I already said. So I said I was going to sit this one out. I like all Disney movies from my childhood, but there are no Black Disney movies from my childhood. So this is needed for me. I think all this shit is necessary. I know Taz is woke and all that stuff and for the culture, but yeah, I'm for the culture too. And representation matters.
It does. Because we didn't get Princess and the Frog until we were adults.
Mm-hmm. No, it does. It definitely does. People want to be able to see them. That's why I don't even trip off. That's why a lot of people be mad about some of the other stuff they doing in TV, but I get it. Because representation matters and people want to see themselves on the screen too.
Yeah. And I think that was cute watching a lot of the little girls who, they're little now. So they didn't grow up in the time where the original came out, so all this is new to them, and they were excited to see her look like them.
I've seen some of those little videos. It's a video. It's this white boy that's like for the culture. He be trying to school white people, right? And you probably seen him before. And he just put out a little video, and it's just all the little Black girls, just like you see their eyes light up, and just like like when as it comes on, and he's like, dude, like you can't see.
Especially when she hits that note. Oh my gosh, it's like she takes us to church on them songs. I'm like, go girl. Like you just at this point, if you hating, you just really hating to hate. Because first of all, some of the people, and I'm glad you mentioned that it was a guy, right? Now I'm not saying guys can't like Disney movies at all. But I ain't never known no dude, or should I say straight dude, that cared that much about what the princess looked like. Or these princess movies. The way these people are going super duper hard. I'm like, dude, did you even really watch the movie like that to even care that much that they changed the character?
I don't know. I think there was an era where parents just start throwing the kids in front of the TV with the videotapes on. So,
I mean, it's just crazy. I'm like, of all the things that y'all want to be mad about, that's what you chose.
No, that's dumb. I mean, these are imaginary characters. This is dumb.
But they tried to get scientific about it because there's this dude who annoys the fuck out of me.
See, technically, if she was a fish and she had fish
that's what legs, he said. He was like, if you really wanted to be real, she would be translucent. And I'm sitting there going, bruh, shut up.
Okay, then whoever you wanted to, then they was going to use straight CGI then, right? That's what you're saying, right?
And he probably would have been okay with it as long as you would have said the CGI deep down was white. Like, for real.
That's too much.
Yeah, that's too much.
Well, they about to be real big mad.
So many people care about some stupid things.
Because you know what I heard, right? No. They're doing a live version of Beauty and the Beast. And you want to know who's playing Beauty?
No.
Her.
Okay, so
she just... that Disney bag, girl.
Yeah, she getting that Disney bag.
Mm-hmm. And so if people want to be mad, they about to start being
the
big
perfect
mad.
Bill. What if they make her like the standard for all the Disney live movies?
Hey,
they just rotate her out.
Voice.
And she got that look.
Mm-hmm.
She could definitely play Belle.
So people about to be big mad. I'm gonna let them be big mad. Cause
Belle is the girl
she can play Rapunzel.
Belle is the girl in Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
And
so that's who she's getting to play, and people gonna be mad because here we go again.
Hey, this is a live, like a live
yeah, I guess
version.
they're doing a live version like they're doing Beauty and the Beast. I mean,
like they did. Okay.
Yeah.
I really want to bet you some money that we talked about this.
Okay.
And you want to know how I know that we talked about it on the show?
You gotta keep going. Okay. How?
I just know that we did.
Oh, okay. No, we didn't.
Well, look, if we did, then whoever didn't hear that episode got to hear my thoughts on the idiots that are really picketing this damn movie. But I think it's gonna sell because, like you say, controversy sells sometimes. So I think that's
even
gonna
the people
make
that don't want
more
to see it
people
are gonna see it.
Are gonna pay to go see
because
it
they're gonna want to see it just so they can talk about
it.
Yep.
People watch stuff that they hate so that they can continue to hate it too.
And then it's going to push people who just want to be able to say, see, it succeeded. Because remember, we talked about that before with me. Sometimes, even if it's a black movie that I'm not like, I really want to see that, I will support just because I'm tired of people saying that black movies don't make the money. So if I got to spend my little coins to go support so that we can get more on the screen, then that's what I do.
But that's silly to me that people do stuff like out of spite. Like them being upset, I hate this movie, so I'm gonna go see it. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what
the others.
What I'm saying about you.
Because we're talking about the whole Ariel thing. It's kind of like when people will buy like stuff from an artist that they don't like, or from a team, or from a person just to burn it.
That's what I was thinking of.
Like you supported already.
Remember in the rap era when they was doing that, they was going like moms against rap and stuff, and they go buy all the NWA's albums to sit and break them. And Easy was like, "But you bought
them motherfuckers."
So I still got paid.
Bitch, you're a fan at this point.
Yeah, you supported. You really supported. Thank you for your purchase of 500 CDs.
Well, I'm real spiteful because I have Disney Plus. So at first I was like, oh, again, like Black Panther, I was going to make that a whole night, and just chill and watch it with my favorite foods. Now I'm like, I'm just going to, spend that money. Going to the movie theaters, it's expensive. But I'm going to spend the money to go see it so that, she get that ticket sale on top of,
All right.
And there is another Princess Tiana movie coming out for all those who wouldn't know. 2023 about to be the year of the...
What's that?
Princess Tiana from Princess and the Frog.
Is that what the movie is called?
It's going to be called Tiana.
Okay.
So it's going to be about Tiana.
I understand that.
Tiana turned into the frog in the Princess and the Frog. She did turn into a frog for a second. Yes, she did. Okay.
And Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And that was the first Disney with a black princess.
Yep.
Disney with a black princess, right?
Princess Tiana.
I remember when that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember how happy black women were when that came out.
I be on TikTok a little bit, and I thought I would never be on TikTok because I am in that bracket where I am older, and I don't like a lot of this new shit, new apps, new technology. It's pissing me off. But I saw a video of this older, clear gentleman, and he was like a grandpa, and he was looking at Disney plates, and they had like Disney princesses on the outside, but it wasn't a Tiana. So he was going off, and he was like, it needs to be a Tiana on here. Where is the Tiana at? I'm going to write to the governor. I'm going to write to whoever.
Right.
Why this black princess ain't on there? I want to see a black woman on this. So the ones that get it, get it.
Yeah, it's plenty that get it.
But you know who doesn't get it? Your boy.
Who?
Kanye.
He gets it. He just stupid.
No.
White Lives Matter?
He gets it. He just stupid.
That was the shirt, right?
Yeah.
It was.
He gets it. He just thinks he's the smartest person in every room.
He's the smartest person in his head.
Every room. He is. He definitely is the smartest person in his head.
I wouldn't say in the room, but in
I
his
said
head.
thinks he's the smartest person in the room.
And that's what I'm saying. If I was him, I wouldn't think I was the smartest in the room. In my head, maybe.
No, he definitely thinks he's the smartest person in the room.
Lauryn Hill's daughter was wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt.
Yes. And so, you know what? Because I forgot to go
She
look
told
that
me
up.
about that. And you know what amazed me the most out of that?
What?
Is that I did not know that Lauryn Hill's daughter was like even in the spotlight to where like people knew what she was doing.
I didn't either.
I'm like, oh, that's okay. But then I thought, I'm like, well, shit. Erykah Badu and them kid is out like she out here like
They always
singing stuff.
Yeah, they always following celebrities' kids.
Excuse me. So I guess, I guess it's time for that.
I was trying to look her up because if I remember correctly, she had an incident at an Airbnb where, people came out. It was a racist incident and people came out, and spoke up for her and stuff. And then you come out clowning. Like, I don't care. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't care how they try to spin it. This whole White Lives Matter shit is like, no, a million times no. I don't care what his deep thought was. I don't care how she thinks she's saying something so revolutionary. It was bad. It wasn't even just bad time. It was just a bad look all around. And I really, I'm disgusted. Like, I expect shit like that, sometimes from like Candace Owens and shit. But at this point, it's just like, how much more are people going to support Kanye? Because Kanye does this shit because he knows no matter what he does, it's that black dollar that really keeps him like that. Like, people be looking like, oh, Kanye's coming out. They the first ones to go by. At what point do we say we're not supporting people who don't support us? Like, I just don't get it anymore.
It's not going to happen.
See, and that's the problem for me. That is. Because y'all know I'm an all or nothing. I will cut somebody off and it don't mean shit. I ain't listened to Kanye since the second album, okay? So that don't mean shit to
when
me.
When somebody is in the media a lot, with the exception of Lyfe Jennings, because we said we would not go back and circle back and listen to any of his stuff, it usually like gets people to go listen. Not that Kanye needs the sales, but what I'm saying is it's going to always be that support, even if it ain't support. Because how he brought up when you don't really want to do something, when you don't support it, you go watch it anyway. And I don't think people realize that that's contributing to that.
It's just, because first, I can't even say it was first. But you over here 1 minute talking about slavery was, basically a choice. And now you telling me White Lives Matter as if we didn't already know that shit. Like, that, this fake free thinking shit, because even the girl Selah was just like, it's you guys are only mad because you're following the group think. And I'm like, bitch, you are following the group think. Y'all ain't original with this shit. Like, it was just crazy to me. It ain't no way that I'm gonna sit up there and support no bullshit like that. All skin folk ain't kin folk. And I'm sorry, they are in that group. And I respect Lauryn Hill. And I really feel like Bob Marley is probably rolling over in his grave. Because I could not see him, granddaughter or not, stamping that bullshit. I know my granddaddy would, if I got up and did some stupid shit like that, my granddaddy would be like, yeah, so where my other grandchildren at? Like, shit out the wheel. Like, you just don't do that. No, sorry. But I'm going to let y'all speak. Because y'all know, No, at some point, people need to put their foot down and stop supporting the buffoonery, because he will not stop as long as y'all are putting money in his pockets. That's my
and they are. Y'all support the clothing. Have y'all seen his new? His
clothes look like the homeless people to me. So I don't even know if people buy that shit. The new with the White Lives Matter. I will never wear no shit like that.
I haven't seen it.
Give your thoughts about it while I pull up the new.
I think Kanye is like the king of put your foot in your mouth. I think he thinks he's doing something that's smart, but it always bites him in the ass. I think that's this over again. He thought he had a smart idea, but no, it wasn't a smart idea. It was a dumb idea. You said some obvious shit, and the overall perception of it hurts whatever smart thing that you thought you were trying to do in the first place.
And now you just gave, as my wonderful sis on this couch said, the clear people something else to mock us with. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm wearing my Black Lives Matter shirt. You got on your white lives matter. You know, it was one thing when it was the blue lives.
Yeah,
now
that shit was dumb because if on top of anything, like you said, it doesn't allow for whatever thought that you thought you might have applied to it. It's cut off at the pass before you gets there because it's simply cutting off the message. Now, part of the issue that we were talking earlier is that people conflate the message of Black Lives Matter with the organization of Black Lives Matter. And so when people feel like they want to speak out against the organization of Black Lives Matter, they don't say, hey, I'm speaking about the organization Black Lives Matter LLC or whatever. They just use the phrase. The phrase is all encompassing. And a lot of times I feel when you hear the phrase, people are referring to what the phrase is saying rather than the business that has been developed behind what the phrase is saying. And that is, as long as that's like that, it's going to keep causing issues.
Grow up.
I don't even want to see it. I just, I feel like even with what you said, it's just like, you know, we were kind of talking offline. There are always going to be critics of whatever organization comes out. You know,
what is this? What am I? I'm sorry. What you got me looking at?
No, because
that's his new.
I'm not even gonna take the time to look at none of the bullshit he puts out. I could care less.
It's his new line.
Like I could really care less.
What is this? What are we doing? No. All right, go ahead.
It's like I feel like first of all, I don't think that any organization is perfect. I'm not. I'm nope. You gonna make me walk out like Jada Smith did.
She can't even laugh at it. Like she's not good. So like she's
right.
gonna make
you gonna make me Jada Smith and walk right on out.
Yeah, she's good.
Like it's like with every organization, there's always something that you can find wrong with how somebody does something or how they run a business or an organization. So it's no different than people who have a bone to pick with the NAACP. It's no different than when people have a bone to pick with
that's
black. No, I'm not saying that's where you're going. I'm just saying with people who are spending so much time like that, they are bypassing this little shenanigan shit that he did because they're taking the stance that that's not what he means. He's talking about the organization. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people because I heard this argument before I got here is that people like have so much to say. Some people don't even know about the organization like that. They're just feeding off of what somebody else said.
That's my point. But it's most people when you hear Black Lives Matter, for most people, they are talking about the phrase and what the phrase is saying.
Right.
All Black Lives Matter. There is a specific minority or a select corporate group of people who have issues with the organization.
Right. But what I'm saying is to me, like the way that they're doing this is like, oh, they're bad. The same way they tried to do the NAACP, same way they did the Black Panther Party. My thing is that when you let that message get lost by making it about an entity or a few people, it's like you're stumping on all the work and the progress that people have made under Black Lives Matter. Because
that's why they should change their name.
Of the clown Tucker Carlson when he got on, because I know you tell me about the clips, but if I heard correctly, he said something like, Tucker is laughing because of course we're gonna laugh at this shit, right? Like you basically are making your own people look bad right now. He's like, well, what did you think? He was like, cause they do. Like, the fuck? Like, are you serious right now? Like, you can't sit up here and tell us that you for the people, you about the culture, and you doing shit that harms the culture. Like, you just, that baffles me, and it actually pisses me off. Like, it really does, because people listen to you. People actually go, like, you're giving, as you would say, clear people a pass to say the shit that they say and feel what they feel because you are giving them the ammunition. And I have a real thing that I feel like, I know I got it off a movie, but if you can't help, the least you can do is not harm. Like, that's the least you can do. So if you don't rock with Black Lives Matter, then fuck it, don't rock with them. But don't do nothing that's going to harm the message that people are trying to get out about our lives not mattering. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I said that is the issue I have with the statement that the shirt is making. I do, like I said, I think the organization should change their name. I don't like the organization's name being because like I said, it's happened on numerous occasions, and it's not always just some shit that Kanye is doing. The people get to talking, and there are people who just think when you see all these people because of the way that however their shit is set up, they do think when they see all these people with the thing, they're talking about the organization. There is a group of people that also think that. You know what I'm saying? Or they just put the two together. Like I said, there's a movement as far as just what we feel and what Black Lives Matters represents as a statement and as what it actually is just saying. Black Lives Matter. We need you to know that, right? But there are plenty of people who associate it with the organization. And the organization has had, like you said, yes, it could be being like the NCAA and other Black organizations just being vilified because of such, right? But there have been inconsistencies on how some of the people operating in it have operated in it. And you can never fucking just rely on just people because people are human and they're fallible, right? So,
which I did say.
Right. Okay. So it could be something to that. I think it should change. I
think they should have to change the name because the founders were some of the people who actually I hate to say coined the phrase, but you know what I'm saying, when they were trying to get that movement started in the first place. So I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Yeah, but like I said, I think it hurts the cause. I think it hurts it. In general.
We can agree to disagree on that. But I mean, it's just like we're not going to turn around and tell the NAACP to change their name.
But it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not directly like a phrase. It's what I'm saying. It's only because it's directly like the phrase, and the phrase is we'll take the phrase and just make it the LLC. Nah, do something else and make that the LLC, and you know that this supports that.
Again, if you started something and then it takes off, I'm not going to turn around and tell you now that it's a phrase that's being used to mean a movement that you got to change your organization's name, though. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hurting.
Well, it only hurts because we allow it to. And that's the thing that I was saying before when I think about the Black Panther Party and stuff. A lot of where we had that fail and that hurt us was because we allowed it to.
I think it hurts because, like I said, humans are fallible. And there may be people that's not doing shit right on the up and up in that situation. And if that's not the case, then change your name. It still can hold the same value. It still holds the same value.
On that one.
Okay.
Because I just feel like we allow that shit and we allow things to like, I don't know. You look like you got something you want to say. No, you go.
No, I don't.
Oh, nothing.
I'm serious.
Oh. I just feel like we just allow too much of the outside to dictate really what we do and how we do it for our people in certain instances. And so for me, that's why I'm like, no, like, keep your name. Keep what you say. If you feel like what you're doing is standing right and you feel like you doing the right thing, then there always going to be somebody that comes and says that you're not doing something the way they feel you should be doing it. Period.
Okay.
But Kanye, though, like, no, like there is not any, like I said, when he even came out with the thing about slavery, he could claim all day long he is not a sheep. He is free thinking. And all these people follow behind this shit and go, yeah, you're a sheep, but you following behind the sheep. Like, no, they literally sat there and asked him about Trump. And he's like, yeah, he's cool. He's a good businessman. You ain't a good businessman when your shit constantly fails. Like, I don't understand what makes you so free thinking about shit you don't actually think about. Like, I don't. If you got a problem with Black Lives Matter, and this is for Kanye and any fucking body else that got the bread behind it to be able to do something different. If you got a problem with some shit, then go create some shit that you think is going to better your people. Don't turn around and knock them and you ain't doing shit. And I'm sick of us putting our money behind fuckers that don't mean shit for the culture and then say, but he for the culture. How? When you harming the culture right now. That's like, nah, fuck that. all the way. Him, Candace Owens, all of them. And right now, as much as I like Lauryn Hill, her daughter can go kick rocks too. If this is how you feel. Because the minute you face some racism, then you expect the culture to come be behind you and have your back, but you sniffing up these queer people asses. So no. Okay. And that's what I got to say on it.
All right. Don't be sniffing up their asses.
I'm just saying, no. It's just not okay. And this is not a mental health episode. So no. He's just stupid.
No, he might be having a little mental health.
Every day? If that's the case, then get him some real fucking help. Because this is just, it's tiring.
No,
it's tiring.
I think he got a touch of bipolarness somewhere going on in there.
This is tiring. Like, no. I'm sorry. I just got really upset.
I know. I saw.
Because I care about my people that much. And I just, you know how you say stories need to be told. Watching how you keep seeing movements that come to try to better the people get ripped apart from the inside out sometimes, and by your own people from the outside that ain't doing nothing. It's like, damn, like crabs in a fucking barrel. Okay, so who's to say that Black Lives Matter, the organization, or even the movement has to be the only movement to get us to the next step?
It definitely doesn't.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Instead of people worried about trying to tear that down, come with something. If you feel like they ain't doing it right, come with something. We can have more than one movement to get us to the next step. Instead of you tearing down something that we ain't got shit.
You're going to need more than one movement to get where you want to be. That's what it's going to take anyway.
And that would make the sense. But instead, what tends to happen, history repeats itself. You get a movement going. Then y'all tear that apart. And then we all sit there looking like, okay, so what we doing now? How we going to get to the next step? Like, and then here comes another movement. Oh, nope, don't like the way that's being ran. Let's tear that apart. Like, no. And the only people who benefit from that are the people that don't want to see us come together and actually succeed as a people.
No, keep working towards it. But like I said, I don't know the deal. I've heard some questionable shit. I don't know. And if it's questionable, it's questionable. That's why I said I don't like the name being the same as the movie.
Hell, Kanye questionable and people still gonna go spend their money.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm just saying I don't like the name being the same as the movement. I've seen it run into the issues. It's just bad marketing. And part of what this is a PR movement as big as anything else. So.
It's sad. This is just so sad. On to your other dude?
I think it'll be better, huh?
So are we going on? Oh, because literally when I was about to say on to your other dude, he was having the same argument.
Who?
Diddy and Kanye. Because Diddy's supposed to be his boy. Oh,
Diddy was trying to get him to shut up. Hey, bro, what you doing, man? Diddy is on the, like, it's a bad look, the white live shit. But he's not trying to hear what Diddy talking about right now. He was on that as far as him hitting him. Diddy was on the Breakfast Club earlier this week.
Yeah.
He said he trying to clear it up. He said he trying to clear up what's going on. He said he out there getting butchered.
And Mase got the smoke for him, though.
It's pretty much just Mase now, because pretty much everybody else is kind of like, yeah, that shit was just kind of standard contract shit. But Mase is the one that is still a dispute with. And Diddy said that
Did everybody else come out and say
I'm saying
like the locks and all them?
That's all. Yeah, the locks that's been worked out a long time ago. Mm-hmm. But the Mase shit has not.
Pastor Mase said he ready for all the smoke and he okay with it, and he's standing behind what he said. So
okay,
we shall see.
He got to stand behind. He just did some shit too with 5EO too. So we'll see how this all works out. Diddy said he got receipts. He said the niggas were signing the contracts and I didn't do nothing. I didn't shirk them niggas. I just did whatever. So we're going to see. It's going to be interesting.
I was telling you I was watching Comedy Hype and they were talking about it, right? Yeah. And I get the whole thing of contracts and everybody's like, people need to read them. But is it Yamanika? I don't want to mess up her name. I like her. She brought up a good point because Pierre was like, people going hard on Diddy because he's black, but we don't say nothing when the white people basically fuck our artists over, which I would argue is not true because we do speak about the fact that the industry itself has not been kind to those who look like us, you know?
That's true.
But what I will say that
it's not just us, it's them too.
Well, them too, but I mean, with even stealing our music and then putting it out as theirs, and then we get nothing off of that shit, you know, like that type of dealings. But my thing was that she said something that I kind of felt to my core, and I don't know if it's our fault that we feel that way, but it's the thing of like, it's not an excuse that other people have done it, but you kind of sometimes feel like the people who might not fuck you over the worst would be your own kind. Even though I understand it's a business and the art of the business is to make the money, if it was going to be some shiesty shit, I think that's how we sometimes get taken by our own people because you don't expect it to come from your people.
Now, that's where the discrepancy comes in, right? Because in these instances, and she spoke about that, and I think that's what they were talking out is, the difference is when it comes into shiesty shit. What it normally is more so is people don't actually understand the terms of the contract. Mm-hmm. And so when it plays out how it plays out, they think that they're supposed to get more than what's really coming, right? Now, if you add some additional language that is shiesty, normally what it is just saying, look, you got access to all this shit, but we getting our money back before you get any of your shit. That's what they mostly says, but people don't really understand how that works, right? And so when you do like the initial, you know, that initial contract, and that's what Pierre was referring to. He said, hey, it works like that, and we don't say anything to so-and-so, but you would think that someone would, like Diddy wouldn't do the shiesty part. They're not doing the shiesty part. He's doing the regular, that's just normal shit. Like, it can get to a point where it can get shiesty, but that's not the point where it's shiesty is what I'm saying.
Well, if I remember correctly, Diddy was one who spoke out about the business practices in the industry and those type of contracts. And what caused the problem was because then artists came out and said, but you had them same type of contracts. So you can't really speak out and be like, it's wrong, but you was using them. Like, you didn't call yourself out. You just called out the rest of the industry.
But what that entails is coming up with another way instead of just using the standard way. And he's saying the standard way ain't right. Yeah, I've been using the standard way, but there needs to be another way.
I didn't hear him say that he had been doing it. That's what I'm saying. So maybe I missed that because I only heard him speaking out, you know, basically saying this is wrong as if he was doing something any different.
It's just like shit is always ran a certain way. And yeah, we doing it. Nobody has come up with another, you know what I'm saying, another way, essentially. I mean, then you have other little situations and people are sometimes creative depending on how much stature. But normally with somebody just coming in brand new spanky, right? You don't know if it's going to work or not. There are risks that are being taken on both by that person. Usually the artist is not taking on much risk. The artist is taking on some hope. The business person is usually taking on all the risk. And that's just normally what's going on is they're getting paid for their risk before you get paid for your hope.
You are an artist. What do you think?
I agree with everything that he's saying. And I also agree, well, we've all collectively agreed that the industry is fucked up, which is why there are a lot of, I think, independent artists that don't want to sign, you know, contracts and trying to go the route of getting it on their own and making a name for themselves with social media. That's not really hard to do. But back then, there wasn't social media. And since we're talking about Diddy, even though you said that was standard contract, it was still fucked up.
Right.
And then people, they wanted to be out there. They wanted to be stars. They wanted to support their family. So they like, I'm going to just sign this shit. And a lot of them really didn't know what it was saying.
Or couldn't even afford the lawyers.
But the thing is, and a lot of times though, when you have a situation like here, the money is here, you know, what people
they might not even let you think about it. You guys sign this shit.
That may happen, but that's not proper legal.
Right.
People don't get the lawyer. Is where it goes wrong.
Can't afford it all
yes,
the time.
when it's that situation, you can always afford it because the lawyer, if the deal is done, the lawyer is going to do the deal and then take their money off of the deal.
Ah.
That's you know what I'm saying. It's just
because I've heard some artists say
what it is that what
it costs to have.
It does. It does. So you may not have had somebody to be able to walk you through anything on the way up until. But if you get to the point where the deal is done, and let's sign, okay, so and so amount of money, that is significant, right? Lawyer's going to do the shit, because he can take his money off of whatever the deal is right then. Yeah, I'll take this shit, negotiate it for you, no problem. That's going to be so and so percent of the deal, and
well, I mean, like I said, that's what I was hearing some artists say, that a lot of times they didn't have the money for it, or these were lawyers that were given to them from, the record companies. So then you wonder, whose interests are you really looking out for? What happens is people come in, they have no business sense, and they get a lawyer from the person that they're negotiating with. Right. And that's what I'm saying. And then if they're telling you, this is standard practice, then you're like, okay, because like you guys both said, you on the hope that, I'm going to be the next Mariah Carey. I'm going to be the next Whitney Houston. But you have to be just a tad more savvy to know, now I'll go ahead and get my own lawyer. And now people probably do understand that, but I still feel, and I know these are my feelings, and the thing is that we do let our guard down sometimes when it's our own. It's no different than with Motown. People let their guards down, believing that a person who has the same upbringing, who then, scrounged their way up from the bottom, is going to look out for me a different way than somebody that don't know how hard I work to get it. And it's just that, and they do. It's just different than in that contract right there. Right. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's where people let their guards down. Because it's a simple thing of like when you're doing the business, okay, like when you're doing it. Where does that point come in? Like where the lookout like they're asking for happen? What point does that happen? I don't think that it was a lookout thing. The way it sounds, and again, maybe I'm just not, hearing it correctly. It just sounds like when Diddy comes out and is like, you owe me however millions of dollars he says he owes him, and he like, dude, like, the reason why, where my money at? It's like and that's what I'm saying. Because or think about it, how many bad boy artists? Let's just be real, because Bad Boy was, we had Death Row over here, and they had Bad Boy over here, and that's even an argument that some people have had from Bad Boy has broke a lot of artists, but not sustained a lot of artists. Right, I was gonna say money wise though, and that's why I said I understood what Yamanika was saying, because even when you think about like. Jewel, who just passed away, she was doing interviews and stuff, and they were talking about how a lot of, or like for every Snoop, there were artists that were on Death Rows that, did not see that type of money or whatever. So when you look at Bad Boy was like it was Death Row, there was Bad Boy. Right. How many artists really can you say what came out just like with much, like everybody that we see that's still in the game, that's making money, it was from other shit. Yeah, you have to stay in the game and keep doing stuff in order to make money. You're not gonna just be popping off the first thing. Nobody. But I'm saying the Locks was popping. The Locks was popping. Yes, but their paperwork wasn't right. Right. Faith popping, but Faith is Faith because of a lot of other shit. What I'm saying is, I don't really see. I don't know how Faith is with Faith. Well, because she's a songwriter, so she's got a lot of her money. Right, and that's why she's making money. That. Right. But I'm just saying that I don't really see any Bad Boy artists that you can, like, okay, when you say Death Row, you think Snoop. What I'm saying is which of those Bad Boy artists have the longevity to have what we're talking about? That's what I'm saying. But wait, you said when you think of Bad Boy, you really don't think about any of those other artists? No, I'm saying that you can still say is doing well money wise. Like that's they could take what they had and retire or invest it in something. For them to be doing well money wise, and this, how many of them have the longevity to where we can really say that they should be doing well now, 20 years later removed,
from where they were then.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not that they didn't have the talent, because I thought Total had the talent to still.
But Total did not. Total did not last.
But I know that which one of his artists really lasted.
That's my point.
That's what I'm saying. Bad Boy is more of a break artist label than a sustain artist label. But labels get artists move on, and then what have they done since they've moved on? They have opportunities if they're talented artists. They got there's plenty of other record labels. Bad Boy, these people aren't on Bad Boy for the duration of their career.
I wonder why. Because
artists switch labels all the time, though.
Didn't say they didn't, and it's usually a reason. And a lot of times it's those contracts.
And the reason why I said is because Bad Boy is a good label for breaking artists, not necessarily sustaining artists.
All I'm saying is Diddy made a lot off of that. Well, and I'm just saying
the executive is going to make money.
It just amazes me that you don't really see his artists like. That's just my opinion.
Well, that was similar to like what's the name said.
Right.
When you paying all the money out for them to do all the shit, you're gonna take all the money back before start paying out.
Right,
again.
But I'm sure he got his money back times over.
Maybe, but then,
so at what point
how long have they sustained at that point?
But again, like I'm saying, at what point do the artists start getting that money back? Because if you think about it, like if you take the classics and let's say we put out a Bad Boy classic, which they did, they put out that. How much of that money ever went to the actual artists who did those songs? Or did it just all go to Diddy?
We have no idea. But what I'm saying is, even if they off a song or 5, how long does it take to sustain a career to be balling, to be...
How much of that money that Biggie still brings in goes to Biggie's family and not Diddy's pockets?
I'm sure a significant amount goes to Violetta.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure it's significant as far as Biggie's music and what...
Because you said somebody who could sustain.
Yeah, it's somebody who sustained, but it's still on whoever owns publishing, whoever owns writer's credits. Biggie had writing credits. I'm sure, however that's negotiated. I think Violetta gets a pretty decent amount of that.
Okay.
Yeah. But somebody like Carl Thomas, right, had a couple joints. Right, but like, how long is you know what I'm saying? How long was his career really? A few joints in the writing. How long was Totals? How long was 112s?
And that's what I'm saying. I don't understand that, but again,
that's not.
Unlike y'all two, I'm not in the industry, so there must be a lot that I just don't get with that. I just don't.
Some of that is different. This sustaining the career is different.
But I still don't think that just because something is standard practice, if you know that standard practice really ain't on the up and up.
So what I'm saying is, so you be like, I'm not going to do standard practice. I'm going to do something else.
You can always do something better.
What I'm saying is,
still make your money.
What I said was, who is the person? Somebody has to be the person that is the groundbreaker. We just don't know who that is.
Right, and I'm saying
I can't fault somebody for not being the groundbreaker, though.
But I wouldn't be bragging about it either. Like, that's all I'm saying.
What do you mean?
It's like Diddy don't seem to see or care about what their gripe is. His thing is just, y'all ain't gonna say, I did anything different than what was being done. Like being the thought of I could have been better, just can't just say I could have done things differently in hindsight. Because like I said, he came out and spoke against the very thing that it turns out he was doing.
Okay.
That's my only thing. It's like me saying I'm against something. And then you be like, but bitch, you doing it. Same way with Herschel Walker. You came out strong. I'm against abortions, but you paying bitches to get aborted. I'm sorry. You paying your baby mamas to get abortions. So you came out and you said, go ahead.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying, how far down the line was that when he said that, though?
That was when all these different artists were coming out, and as she was saying, people were saying, this is why we're going independent.
I'm asking.
That's what I'm saying. It's in recent years. It wasn't like this was just so long ago.
That's my point. He may feel differently now, but now that he's up, and he can maybe think about that. He was up
when he said that, though. So that when he was saying that the way the business is ran is wrong, but what I'm saying is when he said it, he never said it like, I'm part of the people who was doing things wrong. It was always like I was for the artist, as if like you said, doing something groundbreaking, and then the artist started coming out going, nah, you was doing the same thing.
No, he wasn't doing nothing groundbreaking. He was doing standard business practice.
That was my point.
Yeah.
That was the only point I was making.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you.
What's
that
up?
You understood me.
Yeah, I just said this is the way things operate. And I said when those people were saying that they're being shysted by the standard business practice, they're not necessarily being shysted. They just didn't understand how the business worked on the front end. So
or
they never understood.
The business is shysty. You can
the business
that you can be right at the same time.
That's true. That's definitely true. But a lot of times what the people come back, what they're complaining about was, I thought it was going to be this way when it's that way. No, it was never that way if you would have actually just read the shit.
That'll be interesting because, you know, people start pulling out them contracts and then you start finding out something different. You like, oh, that was kind of shysty, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, you never know.
That's always possible.
Because Mase was definitely calling out names because he was like, he called out Biggie and Craig Mack because he was like some of the same complaints. And the people that could back him, they not here to back him. So, who knows? But he did let it be known.
Hey, he will take some money off of that fucking what's the name? He will get some money off that production credit. He will put his name in there.
Mase went hard and he just wanted everybody to know, even though he a pastor, he gonna meet people where they at. So don't be mad at him because he said some words that people was like, that's not very pastorly. Like,
this should be interesting.
I didn't even know he still had the church. Like, that was new to me. So
he about to go on tour with Jadakiss and Cameron.
You know, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Murder Mase. P. Diddy made me pretty.
So did he still make money off of that when they tour? Since they're using songs that he's...
No.
Let me finish my question.
No, I'm saying no.
Even if he's produced on those songs and they're using them? Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
No.
I just wanted to know with that, how that works.
No, he doesn't still make money off of that. That's where you can get... Artists get the most of their money
when they tour,
performing and touring,
right? Yeah. But I didn't know if because they're performing songs that they didn't solely write, produce, whatever. If
they probably wrote, they probably wrote them,
right? Well, I'm saying I'm not being facetious. I'm saying like if I do a song and I rap, the person who might have sung the hook might have wrote the hook on that. That's a singing part. Like when Jay-Z and R. Kelly did, songs together,
right.
He might have wrote the melody parts and Jay-Z did the other. That's what I meant by may not have solely wrote by themselves. Oh, that's what
I'm just saying. Diddy probably didn't write it, is all I was saying.
Right. And then, so that's why I think I'm in the mind frame too of I don't understand how Diddy got all this money and they didn't, because you would think that with that of them getting the artist credit for it, you got the writer's credit, which I heard is what people make a lot of money off of and things like that, So I would have thought, that's just me. And I'm not in the industry.
No, they...
Probably for that very reason. Like, that's just too much.
No, it's a weird, shysty industry in general. But the stuff, it's not like I'm just saying he wasn't doing nothing like extra shysty, and that's how it's portrayed.
But I guess in my mind, if we could think that, let me finish what I'm gonna say. If we could think that Suge Knight was shysty in his time, I don't know why people think it's so far fetched that Diddy couldn't.
No, Suge was different.
No, but hear what I'm saying. Why would we think that Diddy just has to be so different? What has Diddy done that makes you just go, nah, he couldn't have been shysty to his
No, it's just the stuff that the actual things that people complain about are just like standard stuff that people complain about with contracts. Suge was different. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying both things could be true at the same time. Something could be standard and shysty at the same time. No doubt.
Some things in the contract probably just feel shysty off top. But what I'm just saying is most of those shits is standardly in shysty in the standard volume. You know what I'm saying? No extra shysty. And that's all I'm saying is it's not no extra shiest down there.
But why do you think? Just hear me out. And I want a real answer if you have one, while I know we was, into getting ready to transition.
We can ready to get out of here.
I know, but we was missing a person. Because there were so many people that came on the Bad Boy with actual talent. I get you said that was labeled for breaking people, but why do you think it was just about breaking them and not actually?
Because because what Puffy does is, besides his break artists, is he gives the artists a vibe. Like, they may be talented and make music, cool, right? But he gives them the feeling that the art, you know what I'm saying? Like, the charisma that he kind of does is what he does for the artist. Like how he made Biggie a fucking ugly nigga who had an eye that was doing all that into fucking Big Papa. That was Puffy's influence that did that. Biggie was a fucking grimy, on the corner battle rapper that he took and polished up.
Okay, but that's the same.
He polishes up all of those people, and those people
and then kicks them on their way. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. The reason why, and I said, then what kicks them on their way? The reason why I asked that is because the same could be said with Berry Gordy. Berry Gordy would take people who were not very polished, right? Who had some talent. But if you notice, like, it became a whole sound and people had careers on that label. So I don't understand how Bad Boy had all these people with actual talent and nobody had longevity careers except for like
because maybe he's not as talented because maybe Puffy's not as talented as Berry Gordy and helping artists sustain their career. He's good at helping artists break their career. Come on, so we can leave.
Yeah, we was waiting on you, girl.
Yeah, maybe he's just not as the talent that Berry Gordy was at creating a whole sound. He was you know what I'm saying, to the same level that Berry Gordy. That's what made Berry Gordy. Puffy was good. He's good at taking a little something and shining it up and able to put it out, but maybe he's not able to give you what you need to be able to sustain that. Or maybe, which also happens, is artists get a little fucking fat and lazy. Not literal, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I had some success and don't know how to follow it up. The sophomore curse is definitely a thing with artists. All right, ready to go. Let's go. We're going to do the thing, spin it around, wop, carousel. Hit Shanni, hit Taz, hit me, then we out. All right? So, Shanni, tell people how to get in touch with you and what you do.
I run numbers for Macaroni Tony and them. And
what's the number for today?
69.
Hey.
Now, no, seriously, if you want to follow me, you can tap in with me at Love So Outspoken on IG. If you want to hear more from me, you can follow my podcast at Decadent Conversations on YouTube or Decadent_Conversations on IG. That's it.
All right. Taz?
It's your girl Taz, and what I do is normally mind the business that pays me, except on Saturdays when we on the podcast. But you can follow me at Mocha Vibes on Twitter and IG. IG has the underscore. Is Vibes VVNYBEZ. And short to come will be the podcast, Mocha Vibes, and you can come vibe with your girl.
Ba-da-ba. And I am Club Dynamite. Coolest ninja you know. Check me at Club Dynamite. Change the U to a V on all the platforms. Real simple. Shout out to Vern. Shout out to Nikki. Shout out to Vacation Barb. What up to Extendo. And what up to all of you. Make sure that you check out our YouTube at www.youtube.com/Deez Ninjas Network. When you go to our stuff, make sure that you please like, comment, subscribe, share, all of those things, please, pretty please. And anybody else? Yeah.
Still happy homecoming season.
Oh, it's HBCU homecoming week, huh?
It's the season.
It's
like,
the season.
You know, every week is
somebody?
There's different schools.
Oh, I saw them at the Disney World is having a thing, a whole big HBCU.
Also, it must be FAMU. Theirs must be coming up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, shout out to all the HBCU homecoming people. Feel me? Prairie View, Clark, Atlanta.
Hey!
I knew she was gonna say, "Hey," you know that, right?
She hype.
Yeah, she do that. All right, we out.
Peace. Deuces.